All right, I think that's all the messages I needed to send out. Hope everybody's having an absolutely fantastic day. Let me get my camera on and check it real quick. And hey, that looks just about right. You know what? I made some changes and I haven't gotten my camera angle right since then. I need to look at that once again. But for now, this will do. Move that back a little bit. And I hope all of you are having a fantastic day. Pull up my chat. Cosmic, what's going on, man? Conchu, Mr. Loser, what's going on? Well, I hope you have a blast tonight. I'm glad I could finally tune in live. Hey, I'm glad you can make it as well. We'll see whether or not I have a blast. I'm not looking forward to it, to be honest with you, because I know the recent patch has done a ton of crazy things. So my next fight might be kind of brutal. Threed, what's going on, man? Just got finished with Pariahs. Only have 2 more episodes to catch up on. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome, dude. Hope all of you have had a good day thus far. Let's go ahead and jump into it. When we ended the last stream, we had just finished Kiavagama, and it was time to look at this machinery for our ship. But you know what? Let me look at something else real quick. I'm sorry, but there are a couple of comments about it. There are a couple of comments saying that I screwed up the colonization for Kiavagama by picking restoration. Should be fine. You weren't bursting much anyway. Yeah, but they nerfed officers and Cassia quite a bit. And those are the ones that I'm more concerned with. The burst damage, you're right, it's not going to do anything to me. Let's see. That's not the correct menu. This is the correct menu. And I was looking at Kiavagama. And let's see, projects. So I chose Calculating Holiness. And let's see, I could have chose Blessed are the Weaponsmiths. Or I could have chose Restoration. If I have been tainted by the procedure of the Heretic Delphum, a renowned tech architect, has offered inroads as plans to restore the world to its former production capacity. Oh, and this gives cursed boots. Oh, and I see. If I had chosen that, do these change based upon the rank option that you choose? That is the question. And I'm not sure what the answer to that is, to be honest with you. All right, you know what? Let's test this out because I'm curious. I want to know now. I know, we'll have to skip a whole bunch of stuff, but now I really want to know whether or not I might have screwed that up. I think you might like the setting. Grim Hollow is pretty much Warhammer 40K in D&D form without the space. Very grimdark. Hey, I think I've come to know that I like grimdark for sure. So sounds good to me. Yeah, I think they added some sort of new visual element to when you level up. That looks pretty cool. Collect all. Yeah. We'll skip over all this. I'm gonna give it to you. Chaos. It says something about, and there we go. Now, we do that, and now we have that, and now restoration. If we execute that, no, it still gives us the same list of options, no matter what. That's what I thought. Okay, so yeah, choosing this up here doesn't change what we get down here. And while this does provide us cursed boots, it doesn't provide a particular bonus to heresy. So we're good. We're good. All right, let's load back up because now we can find out what's been going on with the technology in the ship. Gods are all dead. Arcane managers outlaw pretty much everywhere you go, and there's an undefeatable beast roaming the lands, orbiting everything and everyone within a mile radius. That's awesome. That's awesome. So have any of you played Rogue Trader at all since the patch came out? I've seen, one moment. For a second, it sounded like my daughter had. I heard this loud thump. Thought my daughter had fell out the bed or something, but no, she's okay. Have any of you played Rogue Trader since the patch came out? Because I know it changed a lot about burst attacks, officers, and Cassia, but I haven't completely combed through it yet. I do plan to release a video, although I'm not sure if it'll be out in time tomorrow. Oops. Might not come out until the day after. How do I? Oh. We need to go somewhere in order to trigger that. I ended up refunding mine. Feel a bit bad about it because I really like Outcat. So what did you dislike about it so much to the point that you decided to refund it, Cosmic? And don't feel bad. At the end of the day, you know, like, you like them, so of course you would at least give the game a chance. You know, that's all they can ask for, that you would at least give their product a chance. And then if you don't like it, you don't like it. Hopefully you'll like the next one. They cannot please everyone. All right, so we already did this conversation in the last stream. We'll skip through this. I ended up crashing in the middle of the conversation at the end of the last stream. That's why we have to go back through this. Yeah, I'll choose Idira and Yrilet and do that. What up, Godzilla? Yeah, that's what I was been talking about. I haven't played the game since the patch, so wasn't sure if anybody else had gotten a chance to see how much the game had changed based upon what they have done. Where's the crew? All right. Okay. So I think last time we had just started the ritual, so let's do that. The familiar cold metal burns your palm. This time, however, the servitor's jaws, instead of brutally clamping down your hand, merely squeeze it slightly. You feel a thin rivulet of hot blood beginning where the metal fangs have pierced your skin. Screeches and growls slowly rise from the bowels of the massive cogitator as if a great beast is stirring awake. The vid screens in front of you flicker restlessly. Key accepted. Activating purgation protocols. Suddenly, the viscous silence of the bridge rushes towards you and wraps you in a tight cocoon. The glow of the vid screens dims, but the symbols on them flare to life. Numb, sad. Pasqal, what is going on? The complementar ritual is proceeding as Pasqal's voice cuts off abruptly. He brings a hand to his Vox communicator in surprise. Quiet. Hello. Whoa! Hello to you too. Nomos are glad to be speaking. Nomos are here. Nomos have long been here. Why are we here? What are you? Nomos. We are Nomos. Pasqal uses his hands and McKendendrice to gesture at his silent Vox system. But what is Nomos? No data available. No answer. We want to know too. Are you a machine spirit? Nomos do not know. Nomos do not know themselves. Did you silence Pasqal? Nomos wanted no disturbance, only quiet. I haven't played yet either. Yeah, okay. I'm just reading the notes now. Hopefully all the performance bug stuff is true and the balance stuff looks really good in my opinion. Not sure if Pyro got any buffs. Didn't read that far yet. So Pyro got a buff in terms of it should interact properly now with regular fire, which I guess it wasn't doing now. And that is advantageous because there are some talents where you're going to get buffs for being on fire, or for your enemies around you being on fire. And so if that didn't trigger with just regular fire, it would limit how easily you could trigger those buffs. I didn't see anything else for it, but that in and of itself is definitely a nice change. I don't think it's a bad product by any means. It's more the setting. I don't feel that 40K is well suited to a straight Ace tone. None of the panels particularly inspire me, and the call to adventure just isn't as compelling in my opinion as Wrath of the Righteous. Yeah, it's not as good for people who prefer, especially the baby-faced hero, or just a more regular adventure. It's completely different, and so you have to be able to adapt to that to actually enjoy it. I understand completely. Pyro got some buffs through Soldier. Oh, that's nice. That's awesome. So, Cold, what's going on, man? Well, Wrath of the Righteous is compelling because it was ultimately wild in its implementation of mythic paths. It's very hard to match that. Yeah, I don't know if they could do another Pathfinder game that would measure up to that, to be honest with you. Adamson, what's going on, man? How are you? This is fantastic. Let's have Pasqal be quiet for a moment. Pasqal shoots you a sidelong look, and yet he is too mesmerized to object, practically stunned by the sight of the cogitator and everything that is happening around you. Do you approve of silence? Nomos are glad. What do you want from us, Nomos? Are you friend or foe? The vid screen blinks in thought, signifying a pause in the conversation. Then one of them displays, Nomos Von Valancius, we are your blood. Nomos are a sentinel. We awoke when the strange light invaded the ship. We protected you when you needed help. We escorted you when you were surrounded by danger. Nomos are movement. We carry you through the frightening, the waiting, the measureless. We helped when our ailing heart was refusing to awaken. You asked for rescue. We did as you asked. We did everything to please you. Why? The silence on the bridge grows especially deep, almost painful. The haze of light around you thickens to the point of becoming practically tangible. Numbers ripple across all the vid screens at once. Why do you fear us now? Obey me, then we can talk. Ooh. Well, that's comforting. What is that about? Okay. Do they still have the bug report thing here? I don't remember how you report bugs. Bug report. Here we go. Continue. Boop, 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 boop. Flock, what's going on, man? How are you? Oh, you know what? They prefer, hold on here. They prefer when you go all B, right? So let's do that. One of Nomos is a stone or gold, man. Cube, what's going on, man? All right, not sound, not mechanic. I guess visual. After speaking with Nomos for the first time, my character is stuck in a sitting position, even when I click for him to walk around in the ship. Boo, boo, boo. That's just odd. Invisible chair. Going into a racing pose, probably not optimal. Yeah. All right. So I feel like that's not how the conversation is supposed to end. Is there the call of the edge? Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't give me any more. Are you serious? Is there an autosave somewhere? No, so it's gotta. I feel like the conversation bugged out instead of ending properly. All right, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do it again. Maybe you have to take the more conciliatory tone in order for it to continue forth properly. But that would be goofy. Thing is, I do really like 40K. Literally paint the stuff for a living. I serve my own collection. The setting is absurd, and so I feel tonally it benefits best from a campy or frivolous tone. All right, and this game doesn't really allow you to have that. It basically forces you to take yourself seriously. When 40K media takes itself completely seriously, it just comes across as edgy and sad to me. Got you. Got you. That's a real common outcap bug. I had that in Rat several times when my character and scenes was sitting here and flow. So, do we know if the new update will fix the bugs past Act 3? Yeah, there are bugs in Act 3 and 4 that it definitely fixes, without question. All right, let's try this again. Boom. What is this ceremony? It kind of sucks that it doesn't let me do a save after this convo, but it is what it is. All right, now the Pasqal convo. Deliver your report is in. Very well, let's proceed. And all right. Remind me, where's the crew? Do you have a vague, what is that? All right, let's do that. Pasqal, what is going on? Hello to you too. What are you? What is Nomos? Are you seen? Did you? This is fantastic. What do you want from us? Okay. All right, so we said obey me, then we could talk, and it just cut out. Now let's try, do not fear you, I am trying to understand you. All right, shivers run up your hand, which is still trapped inside the cyber gargoyle's jaws. The servitor nods his head a few times as if it is shaking your hand. His teeth rake your already wounded flesh. Nomos are glad. Nomos enjoy understanding too. Pasqal, who is still wrestling with his silent Vox system, quickly taps the cogitator's keys and directs your attention to the smallest vid screen. It reads, requesting instructions. Option 1, finish the complementar ritual. Will banish the entity Nomos. Or, option 2, stop the ritual, initiate communion instead. Will appease the entity Nomos. No, Nomos do not want to be banished. Nomos want to help. Nomos want to understand. Let's start by clearing things up. Were you the one responsible for the ship's malfunctions? And what about the strange entries in the ship's log? Yes, Nomos did that. Are you angry? We only wanted to understand, to see how things worked. Yo, Rex, how are you, man? Well, how's the physical fitness program treating you? It's doing all right. I took an MRI on my heart a couple of weeks ago and got some good news from the first doctor, and I'm supposed to speak with a second doctor later on this week, so I'm hoping for some more good news. Thanks for asking, man. But yeah, I feel like it's definitely going in the right direction. What's going on, GM? Good to see you too, man. Pasqal, what's your take on this? Is this entity a benevolent machine spirit or a monster? Pasqal hesitates again. You notice his hands shaking as he types. Unclear. Data insufficient. The possibilities are two. He stops, erases the word he was about to type, then frowns. When Pasqal starts typing again, a strange expression appears on his face. Understanding the essence of the entity Nomos is beyond my reach at present. The hypothesis spectrum ranges from the extreme of abominable intelligence to the extreme of the great spirit of the omniscience of apostle. The rite of tech communion appears to be a reasonable solution. The rite will take many cycles, but it will allow me to come closer to identifying the entity and making contact with it. What else can you do? Nomos learn. Nomos try new things. Do you want to see? The cyber gargoyle slowly turns his head, dragging your hand along with it. The skull's eyes flash red. The scarlet gaze falls upon one of the monotonously chanting junior technomats. You blink, and an electric discharge erupts from inside the technomat's skull. The crimson-clad finger slumps to the floor. Does it please you? Do you want us to do it again? Pasqal starts tapping out a furious staccato on the keys. The small vid screen displays the words, Commander Highlander, you are provoking the machine spirit. Cessation required. Ritual maintenance required. Nomos, enjoy communication. Commander Highlander is our blood. Heretical. Do it again. The cyber gargoyle turns its head again. The next moment, another tech priest drops dead. The remaining servants are staring at Pasqal, who stands still as a statue, and yet the engine seer Prime pays them no mind. His eyes are fixed on the cogitator's vid screens. Are you pleased with what we can do, Commander Highlander? We enjoy doing things with you. I've heard enough. Pasqal, you are to investigate the nature of this entity. Until we know the truth, Nomos is allowed to exist on the ship. Nomos want to learn what we are too. We will add things to your log, things that might help us, help you. Pasqal lets out something resembling a long breath. The decision is made. I will begin my preparations for the communion rite at once. Many cycles of interaction with the entity Nomos await me, but I welcome this task and accept it from the Omnissiah. Pasqal stops short as he realizes that his Vox system is working once more. Nomos are glad. Commander Highlander, will you speak with us too? We want you to speak with us too. The Lord Captain's body lacks the sacred implants necessary for tech communion with a machine spirit's code. But if such is your wish, Commander Highlander can converse with you using lowly sound speech as she is doing right now. I will speak with you, Nomos. Nomos are glad. We have been lonely. Our work here is done, Commander Highlander. I will let my tech comrades know that we are stopping the complemental ritual. Thank you for appearing before us, Entity Nomos. All right. Saying that. Doing very well. Happy to hear that. Congratulations. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. And glad to hear you're doing well also. Purrs that AI. No, what would be heretical about that? Come on now. No heresy in that. His specific pyro change, many pyromancy abilities. Yep, that's exactly the one I was talking about, where it didn't interact properly with regular fire. Would be cool if pyro characters had a lot of incentive to use flamers. Pyro characters do not have incentive to use flamers, but you benefit if there's somebody else in the party using flamers, right? Because you don't want to have to use your action to put out those fires. Because really, in my experience, the type of build that really benefits from everybody being on fire is melee, because you benefit from having all those enemies directly around you and on flames, and you benefit from being on flames. So if somebody like Argenta is spraying fire everywhere, including on you, very, very good for your pyro build. The servitor, built into the huge cogitator, turns his head toward you. The Vox emits a rasping voice. Hello, Nomos welcome your visit. What have you been doing, Nomos? We have been studying and observing and helping the ship when we can. So many mechanisms, they would have suffered without our input. What about the research notes on the tech blight that we obtained from the cache on Kiavagama? This name is also known to us. It is related to Nomos, although we do not understand how. Must take my leave. Talk to Nomos about Theodora's caches. How do I do that?
Lord Captain.
The words epitaph, incident N87204, or tech blight mean anything to you? They are connected to Theodora somehow.
No, definitely not. No, I don't recall anything like that.
All right, until next time.
Lord Captain.
Do you have anything? Same question to her. All of Lady Theodora's journeys could be considered unusual. Her odysseys were always audacious. As for the words you mentioned, none of them sound familiar to me as far as I can tell. Except maybe the incident. I recall coming across the word in transmission several times. I think it was repeated by the former engine seer, the one who perished during Conrad Vokvir's uprising. He was describing it as the incident, something quite remarkable. Apparently, at some point in the past, the entire ship was hit by a massive system failure. All systems stopped responding for 1/5 of a second. Most of the crew, including myself, as I was likely on board at that time, did not notice anything strange, but tech priests are sensitive to such things. That is all I can tell you, Lord Captain. I wish I could help more. Let me go ahead and pet Sirocco. There we go. And Cassia probably wouldn't know anything about it, but we'll see. What if I can make a banging playlist? You're going heretical. Nice. Oh, yeah. Maybe you'll become a demon prince. We'll see. Anything's possible. Hand flamer and bolt pistol combo for a Junta is pretty tight.
The bridges
nice.
Without our stimulating conversations.
And nope, nothing more. She has nothing to say about it.
Rogue traitor! Filth and heresy have come aboard this void ship, and, as if in mockery of the righteous, now reign over the bridge. You delude yourself that this monster of the archenemy is under your control. Such thoughts only serve to let darkness penetrate your very soul, poisoning it. Your deed brooks no explanation or forgiveness. Know this.
Ooh, I like that. There we go. It seems like we're finally getting some reactivity to how heretical we are. I'm a fan. All right. Same. It has something to do with Theodore's travels. Rather extraordinary travels at that. Can't say they do, Lord Captain. Doesn't ring any bells. Then again, remembering all the places Lady Theodora went in, his brow furrows. Epitaph. Incident. We've always had heaps of incidents happening on board, but through my implants, I felt at one with this ship, and I sensed that, and I don't know when it happened exactly, it started behaving differently, becoming more responsive, livelier. Yes, livelier is exactly the word. And when you say epitaph, an incident, it just dawned on me. Pardon my bungled report, Lord Captain, but that's all I've got to say on that front. Ooh, reckoning time. You're not being the kind of person I just knows you can be. This is true. What's going on, Hensa? How are you? Yeah, it would be nice if I could corrupt her. Unfortunately. Heinrix probably doesn't have anything to say.
You have my complete attention.
See, Heinrix is all good. I don't know what her issue is. You got anything to say? Nope. Okay. Oh, you know what they just said? That they lowered all the, Whoa, why is this marked in red? Oh, they changed the way this stuff looks? Isn't that interesting? Hide untraceable? Oh, okay. Well, isn't that nice? And see, now stuff is available that wasn't available before. Special acts. I'll take it. And none of these are probably available, but oh, look at you. Oh, this is just I can't equip it, but oh, I can get this now. Look at that. Isn't that just beautiful? Oh, I need a little bit more. Okay. Interesting. Can't do anything about that. Yeah. Hey, I like this. Give me all my stuff. Alright, yeah, and that just want to check that real quick. And you, look at that. Getting a little bit extra. Cannot purchase. Profit factor too low. Alright, well, nothing's perfect. There we go. Alright, just settling in, and we're probably going to run upstairs and get some caffeine on my system soon. Nice, sounds good. That was the problem with Wrath of Righteous too. You couldn't really change folks, only Darren, and that's way in the bottom half of the game. And he only becomes chaotic evil, just one step from neutral evil. Yeah, I definitely prefer games that let you actually influence the people around you.
You are spoiling me with the splendor of your presence again, Shireen.
Have you decided to treat your soul to the fruits
What do you
of my
mean I will help
eloquence?
you acquire
Or
a
do you
merchant
wish to
certificate? I
discuss
already
business
did.
with the newly appointed owner of a...
Alright, I'll see you later. And Pasqal.
Messiah knows all.
Oh, you don't have anything to say. How about Yrilet?
Talk.
Nope. And then finally, I know Idira has something to say, right? Yep. Do perhaps your abilities can tell us something?
They mean nothing to me. They're just words. A whisper. So quiet, I barely caught it. Like a feather landing on a pile of down. Something about damned ambitions, antiquity, terrible antiquity. And chance. Chance through it all. Oh, now I have a headache. And the stupid bloody whisper wasn't much help. Of course.
Incident. Perhaps the answer will present himself in time. All right. That's all we could do for them. Okay, so let's clean up what's left. I don't agree. Ember starts out as, I guess, chaotic good, right? And you can get her to the point that she's more so neutral good. Sela starts off as lawful good, and you can make her lawful neutral. Now, Woljev starts out as chaotic neutral, and you can shift them over to chaotic evil. So in none of these cases is there really an extreme shift where, hey, you took someone who used to be a goody two-shoes, and now all of a sudden they're this evil person. So you do have some level of influence, but it's much more limited compared to some other games. All right, I guess we will start at Footfall. Boom, boom, and do that. Boom, boom, and travel. And it releases from our grip. And let's go in there. And then Regio land, so sail though not so much. Yeah, so and them not completely. So I agree. I don't feel like it you get a crazy amount of influence there. What's going on, Florian? How are you? I can see someone like Galfrey being easily influenced. He's just not a smart woman. It gives our call with more substantial alignment changes where Kingmaker or Octavia and Ragangar shows only one pivot, but one of them pivots based on your choices. Yep, that's true. Is not going to survive this playthrough, is she? I feel like an unsanctioned psyker on a heretic ship is do something particularly nasty. Not really does how story progresses. I don't know how things end up for Idira in a heretic run either. She didn't survive my Imperium run, but she may survive this one, perhaps not unscathed. We'll see. The game I remember that let me influence a lot of side characters is KOTOR. KOTOR 1 and 2, absolutely let you influence a lot of characters. I've definitely played more games that let you heavily influence characters, but it's escaping me right now. Did Tyranny let you? I don't think Tyranny let you really influence characters like that. But I'm pretty sure Fallout New Vegas you can influence characters. So did your build survive, or has the patch ruined them already? I haven't had to do a fight yet, so I'm not sure, to be honest with you, but I feel relatively sure I'm going to have to reconsider all the builds that I have going right now, because the game works significantly differently. Shireen, if you find a spare minute on Footfall when you are not deciding our lackluster fates, I would be delighted to see you at my Amarakar in the Massacus. I'll tell Octi to set aside some decent wine in case you decide to grace our humble party with your luminous presence. Amarakar, is that some kind of celebration? It is an occasion celebrated on my world, Ifrit. It is the day when a person shows, by their actions, that they have reached maturity, that their spirit is ennobled. Among the Ephesian nobility, this day is considered more important than other symbolic events, such as the first cry or the day of repose. And by a wonderful coincidence, my Amarikar happens to fall on the day when I also wish to celebrate my acquisition of the Marcanum Tabula Officiale. What kind of people will be at this party? Smugglers and thieves? Only my nearest and dearest are invited. People whose visage makes my heart sing, my eyes glisten, and my lips bloom with praises for the exalted one. That's not to say that you won't encounter thieves or smugglers among them. They make up the majority, in fact. It would be a pleasure to attend your party. The lowly regulars of the Amasekis will be telling their great-grandchildren about the time they had the honor of witnessing your dazzling visit to that unworthy dive, Shireen. That is, of course, if they live long enough to see their great-grandchildren. All right, good enough. It's nice to see that the prologue is fully voiced now, especially hearing Theodora's voice is nice. Yeah, and Mort. I didn't expect them to add a voice for Mort, so that's actually pretty cool. I still think it would be funny if Alcat predicted people bringing Galfrey back from Dresden while Thurun was still there. Oh, it started us at that area. Okay, cool. I actually didn't do this in my Imperium run because my save was bugged. Hey, why is Argenta in my party? That's definitely not supposed to be the case. I'm missing somebody. Who am I missing? I don't know how to listen, but it's not good.
I tread a path unexplored.
I'll have to look at this when I come. Oh, wait. Of course, I'm missing Jay. The one person. Oh, wait. Maybe they took her out, though. Maybe they took her out. So hold on.
Let's seize the
Because
opportunity.
I don't think I even saw her in the list of possibilities. Yep. Okay. She's standing right over there. Cool. Citizen. Stuck to the plates are lumps of sawdust, toxic waste that is sometimes passed off as ordinary nutritious starch. You easily spot Jay and the group crowded around the table. The extravagant luxury of her attire and her gleaming augment set her apart from the rest. Seeing you, she exclaims, "May the gravitational wells on your worlds never lack for grip, just as my heart never lacks for joy at the sight of rogue trader Von Valancius." I didn't know they did that. I found the prologue was quite empty and unfinished feeling. Giving it more panache is definitely a good decision. Yep, I agree. I forgot if you did it on your Devil Run, but did you know that you can make Grey Boar sign an Infernal contract? Yep, but that's honestly, that's one of the things that I found disappointing, that he was like the only one we could. I thought as a devil, I'd be handing out contracts left and right, and that's just definitely not the way that it works. I just said, do what's funny. I kept her in. With an approving chuckle, Octaviana mutters, "I cannot believe you actually roped the rogue trader into coming to your party. If the rogue trader raises a toast to your health, I start to believe you really are a princess and not just a smuggler with the gift of the gab. Please take a seat, your ladyship." Observe the assembled group. Jay's friends look exactly as you would expect, like hardened operators of the coal trade, arrayed in the forbidden but glitzy style common to those who like to skirt the limits of the law. One pair in particular catches your eye, a young man and woman, twins it seems, identical yet distinct from each other. The man has a lively face and a crazed look in his eye, while the woman is cold and calm and seems slightly drowsy. Awareness. Octaviana readily tops up the glasses on the table, playing the role of consummate host, but you notice that her and Jay's chairs are drawn slightly closer together than usual for a pair who seem connected only by superficial acquaintance. "How is your party going?" "We have been laughing and celebrating life, Shireen, as true friends do, but until your arrival we were but stars in a moonless sky, merrily heralding your coming. Now we are happy. Join the group. I will gladly accept your offer." Octaviana draws out a bottle from under the table. The glass is as thick as your finger, and it is covered in wax seals. With no exaggeration, this is the finest amethyst that has ever graced this bar. Jay personally acquired it, as she says, for a special occasion. It seems that you are the special occasion, your ladyship. The crowd around the table falls silent, exchanging awkward looks. It would appear they are unaccustomed to drinking in the presence of lofty individuals such as you. Octaviana, you and Jay are friends? Octaviana offers you an arch smile. Friends? She is my worst enemy, the vengeful spirit of retribution sent to punish me for my youthful transgressions. Mistress Haydari has a special gift for knocking me off balance and dragging me into difficulty. I would have barred her from the Amasekas long ago if it weren't for her habit of tossing money around like confetti and of paying triple for anything she breaks. Do see, Cherie. Do you see the petty, miserly, callous, unforgiving friends the Exalted One has sent me? Look at the other people around the table. So these are your associates? I forgot about our birthday party, which makes sense now that I think about it. Yeah, I feel like this quest never triggered for me, even after I got her seals. The precious roses in the garden of my soul and the golden little bees that bring honeyed riches to my treasure house. Yes, this is my crew of coal traders. The two identical ones are the trickster twins, my closest associates. Kor, our resident hothead, and his much wiser sister, Tora. Don't let her fool you, your ladyship. She's only calling me a precious rose because you're here. But it's just us. I'm lucky if I get that arsehole with the gun. Hey, Kor chuckles good-naturedly. Because you are the arsehole with the gun. If I drag you out of as many scrapes as Jay has, that's not the name I'd be using for you. I can tell you that much. Kor's sister rolls her eyes. Pay no attention to his, your ladyship. Kor has nobody to blame but himself for that nickname. What were you talking about before I arrived? Business. My dear Tora, whose mind never strays from the chilly peaks of the mountains of money she's made, was telling me the latest coal trade news. Exciting times are upon us. We're not the only ones being tested for weak spots. Ladan's set on putting the ultra-requisers out of business, and it looks like he's got Mercy's blessing to do it. The big beasts are picking off the small ones. I think things are only going to get more interesting from here on out. That means it's time for us to step up and become major players, eh? Kor winks at Jay. I know a couple of Shignars from the ultra-requisitioners. They're dry as you like. We can tell them to cool their heels with us, and there will be more willing at the other altars. We could take on Falco and even blow Vadam out the airlock too. Kor, my sweet, before you go chewing Faisal with Shegnars, you need to clear the altar and hide the pulses. If Ladan's playing all the lines, he won't touch me, but I don't want to shift the risk onto you. There's chatter about the commission. The conversation quickly turns into an impenetrable mishmash of terms from the secret argot of coal traders. Whoa. Uh-oh, did I miss my chance to toast, Jay? The man who has just approached the table is hideous by anyone's standards. A repulsive face, greasy hair, and bulging veins at his temples. His attempt at an amiable smile is so transparently false and off-putting that your fingers itch to reach for your weapon. With a surprised look askance at you, he says, Mistress Haydari, allow me to wish you a happy Amarakar. Master Mercy could not let such an occasion go unmarked. He sends his warm wishes and a gift. I might have a slight crush on Octaviana. I think the Devil contract with Greybar was an enhanced edition update. It wasn't available at original release. That's possible. It took a while before I got around to the Devil Mythic Path. The Troll fight in my game resolved itself almost completely through friendly fire. What? I see that's fixed to the patch those too. Yeah, there should be a lot less going around now. I know pyro bills are being widely discussed, but I don't think anything blows more out of the J. She certainly has a gift of gab. Oh, Falco, I am much obliged and touched by your presence. May the fire in your heart burn forever bright and hot like the stars of the Grimnor system. Tell Mercy that this show of his precious attention toward my humble self brought dew to my eyes and a song to my heart. Whispered to Octaviana, Isn't Falco the one who stole Jay's cargo? The very same, the greasy piece of grok shit. Octaviana says, wearing the sweetest, most amiable smile one can imagine. But the stars of Grimnor's system all died around 100,000 years ago, and the systems around them are a true breeding ground of death. Is it customary in the Casbalika to attend the parties of people you have tried to ruin? After you got involved in their turf row, or they all decided that a peaceful resolution would be for the best. This here is the symbolic confirmation of the ceasefire. Who is this Mercy? Some big mysterious figure in the mission. The Casbalikas put him here to keep a handle on things and to make sure the interests of the senior partners aren't forgotten. If anyone does become a bit forgetful, Mercy comes alone. Somebody dies, everyone else panics and empties their pockets. Falco and Mercy aren't officially connected. Falco's just another prosperous mission agent like Jay and other people. But Falco's happy to do Mercy's dirty work for him, and that's why he gets preferential treatment. Where's your presents for Jay, Falco? The smuggler stares at you unblinkingly with his pale eyes, saying nothing. Then he rearranges his mouth into a smile, remarkable in its hideousness. Of course, your ladyship. And this gift is for me personally, Mistress Hadari. As Falco turns away from the table, you see a snarl of feral hatred twist his already repulsive features. Even foes are bowing down before Jay Hadari. This is something to celebrate. And what better way to celebrate than with a game? With stakes, naturally. Today is my Amarakar, and that's what I want. Jay draws a stack of carved plus steel tiles from her pocket. They are decorated with symbols and fine mag lines. Holding the tiles in one hand and raising her glass with another, Jay asks, "What do you think, Shireen? Does the road trader have anything she's willing to wager?" Fail that. Oh, this is another thing they changed. Usually, Jay would be the person who handles these Imperium tests for me, but this time it doesn't even count because he's out of the party. But they fixed the issue of you can use the score from the person who you're talking with to pass skill checks. You can't do that anymore. I see that harness someone sold enough to take up a contract. Then again, your companions already get your mythic power, so why would they? Exactly. Maybe with the next RAV DLC coming somewhere between late spring to midsummer, we can get some more content for the late game mythic pass. I doubt it. I think they're gonna put this patch in that's gonna add some more content for your companions and then close things out. I doubt they add more to the mythic pass. I think they're ready to move on. I do not know the rules. It's easy. Every player is dealt a few tiles. The tiles are connected by mag lines, and there are lots of possible combinations. You arrange the tiles in a design that has a particular value, and whoever has the highest value wins. Talking a mile a minute about the rules and tile combinations, Jay deftly shuffles the stack of tiles. Raise your goblet and salute. I shall play. Watch out for her, ladyship, lads. She was awfully quick to agree just now. I have a sneaking suspicion about how the rogue trader acquired all our countless riches, but I'll warn you now, playing for money is considered wrong on the free, because gaming is tempting fate. So instead, we're going to play for wishes. A pile of tiles is placed in front of you and the other players. Let us drink to the lady of the hour, Jay Hadari. The assembled group bursts into approving cheers, and the bar fills with the sound of clinking glasses. The amasec tastes exorbitantly expensive, sweeping you into a kaleidoscope of flavors. Tart, floral bitterness, honeyed sweetness, and then other, far more refined sensations that are nameless, owing to the small number who can afford to experience them. Bravo, Acti. This amasec will do me very well. Very well indeed. Jay's self-satisfied reply elicits general laughter, and the tension at the table seems to loosen slightly. Am I going to get shellacked? Possibly. Look at your hand. You try not to stare at your tiles too gormlessly, but you cannot work out if you have a decent hand or a terrible one. Glancing at her tiles and grinning, Jay declares resolutely, I'm going to show my hand. The Exalted One loves me today. And if one doesn't show one's hand, what then? Then you have a chance to bow out of the game without losing, but you can only do that before someone announces they're going to show their hand. I'm going to show my hand as well. Chuckling, Jay tosses her tiles onto the table. Her hand is significantly better than yours or anyone else's. As for my wish, I want everyone to drink to my good fortune. It has already guaranteed me a gift fit for a queen. I'm talking about you, Shireen. May fortune continue to smile upon me. Everyone at the table eagerly raises their glasses. You join in before you are even aware you have done so. A new stack of tiles is already waiting for you on the table. You realize that moments have skipped past without your knowing. It seems the Amasek is somewhat stronger than you thought. Look at your new hand. Oh my God. The pages on the tiles are spinning slightly, arranging themselves into good patterns and then offensive phrases. When you look up, you see that everyone else apart from Jay has already tossed their tiles into the table in disappointment. It's just us two left, Shireen. I'm going to show my hand. Lay out your tiles. Read them and weep. The sight of your hand sets everyone at the table into a flurry of excitement, but then the chatter turns into a roar of triumph. Jay's hand is the most valuable in the game. I win again. What should I wish of you, Shireen? Request a kiss when the opportunity presents itself. An intrigued smile appears on Jay's face. I love playing for high stakes, Shireen. An excellent suggestion. This is a debt I will definitely call in. Not even DLC could save Gold Dragon. Discount Ember Mystic Path. Yeah, I was a little disappointed in Gold Dragon, but I'm not disappointed to the point that I would say it shouldn't even be in there, but I was expecting more. It's a bit of a shame. The game encourages you to specialize in special skills. I think a petition would be the best way to get extra stuff for the late game paths. Outcast attention instead of trusting Outcast to spice up the mythic paths. I think it's too late for that, Threed. I think at this point they're almost certainly ready to move those resources over to what their new next thing. And yeah, Khonshu, it does encourage you to specialize in specific skills. So if you don't have the conversation skills necessary, they just want you to bite the bullet. Yep, exactly, So Cold. I absolutely agree. If they're really going to move away from Unity, that's even more reason why they are going to need those resources off of Wrath of the Righteous. Tiles are dispersed around the table, forming piles in front of each player. You suddenly feel your body grow heavy. The treacherous Amasak is slowly robbing you of your clarity, of thought, and dexterity. Jay, you wouldn't be cheating by any chance. How could you even suggest such a thing, Shireen? Has Jay Hadari really fallen so low that someone could think me capable of deceit? Jay brings her hand to her chest in a tragic gesture to the approving guffaws of her associates. Look at your tiles. Your hand is not especially good or bad. It's the kind of hand played only by someone desperate who has nothing left to bet. Before anyone says they're showing their hand, I'm announcing a condition. Seeing as it's my armor card today, the only stake I'll play for is a dance. Agility, try to cheat. You reach for your goblet and accidentally catch a spare tile with your elbow, sweeping it into your free hand. Now you have an excellent set of tiles, but you would swear that Jay saw your little move. She saw it and said nothing. I'll play. Glancing at your hand, Jay discards her own tiles face down. Mine are worse. Looks like you've won, Shireen. I'll be delighted to grant you a wish. The light plays on Jay's dark skin and glints off the silver augmetic on her throat. Moving with the grace of a sand snake, she holds your gaze and smiles mischievously. There we go. Oof. Her dark curls fall across her face, and you see the saucy glint in her eyes through her alluring curtain of hair. This dance is called the Dance of the Captive Ravanian Girl. When the governor of a free Selim Khan, the Bright, crushed the Ravanian rebellion, the daughter of the rebel leader was brought to him, the beautiful Nayana. She danced for him, telling him of the struggle of her proud people, and they snatched a weapon from a guard's hands and aimed it at Selim Khan. But the spark of love that had kindled between them that day stopped the Thessaline from igniting in the cartridge, and both Nayana and Selim Khan lived through that day, and then many more days, which they spent together. That is enough betting for me. My luck is very fickle today. Unlike Amasak, you can always trust Amasak. It always lies. Smiling sweetly, Jay presses your goblet into your hand. Her skin seems to glow from within, and the sparks of laughter in her eyes dance like flames. By the throne, you are so beautiful, Jay. Rogue trader, bearer of the warrant of trade, stellar inheritor, and the guardian of humanity comes. Oh, that's my box thing. Leaning in, she whispers in your ear, I know, Shireen. Jay is the complete opposite of the stuck-up pet Xeno. Yeah, yeah, I'm not all that big on Yrilet's romance, to be honest, even though it is very different. By the bullet in those kind of games, this content doesn't feel good. I agree. It just is what it is, though. I feel like I'd rather go Legend Path and pick up Dragon Disciple than go Gold Dragon. Legend is awesome, especially the Crusade management. Psh, fantastic. I think so too, but it's a better option just trashing Alcat. That's true, I don't deny that. I'm going to go for a Legend playthrough on DLC 6. I almost started a new playthrough today, but I decided to hold off. May try BG3 patch 6 once mods are fixed up. Yeah, I haven't played Honor Mode at all, and my understanding is patch 6 even adds more legendary actions in Honor Mode, so I might pick that up. I'm considering making Baldur's Gate 3 the next game that I stream. We'll see. What's going on, Andrew? How are you, man? I got no complaints at all. Having a good time. Fog swallows your mind and appealing ideas of other ways you can amuse yourself at this party. Surrendering to the maelstrom of chaotic thoughts, you let the all-pervading merriment determine your fate. Oh, it took me back to the bridge? Interesting. Many awesome heckin' games to play. Ooh! Even though it's kind of weird that I'm face down, fully clothed, thoughts tumble violently inside your head, periodically ricocheting off the inside of your skull and triggering bursts of piercing pain. Your tongue feels desiccated and shriveled in your mouth, and it scrapes painfully against your teeth. Light. Light is the enemy. Self-awareness returns unbidden, bringing with it an inexplicable sense of awkwardness. Your beleaguered body violently protests against the very idea of getting out of your soft bed. Here, a soft side beside you. Looking over, you see dark hair fanned out across your pillow. Jay, who is cozied up next to you fast asleep, is fully dressed, just as you are, or perhaps she is not asleep at all. Shireen, you certainly know how to have a good time. Try to remember the end of the party. You struggle to piece together your fragmented memories of last night's carousing. For some reason, you can clearly recall the ingratiating looks of the wardens as they tried to persuade you to stop, the cries of the beggars to whom you gave an obscenely amount of alms, and the stamping of the servitors that you rode around the station to Jay's unconcealed glee. How did the night end? I don't remember all of it. I think we shot at some people, over their heads. Someone didn't offer us the required amount of respect. Then you said that flying a shuttle was easy, and that you would bet your warrant that you could get us to the ship. We also stripped a man and burnt his clothes because the sight of them offended the Exalted One. I can still smell the singed fibers now. You can smell it too, and you feel slight burn marks on your fingers. You notice one more thing. Your lips feel rough and dry, like you have been nipped over and over by another's teeth. How did you end up in my chambers? I helped you get back to your quarters, and then I couldn't find the door to get out again. And you graciously gave up 35% of your bed for me. Yes, I think that's the number our haggling ended on. You and I, we did not fall into bed together just to sleep, did we? Turning her remarkably fresh face to you, Jay smirks. You don't remember anything at all, Shireen? Neither do I. All the better. What sweet and thrilling scenarios we can imagine to fill in the gaps. We need to make ourselves presentable. I'm sorry to say you're right, Shireen. No matter how soft the bed or how pleasant the company, there's a line we must not cross. And I am perilously close to doing exactly that by getting a couple of bottles of delicious medicine for our aching heads. I do like Jay. I think I'm enjoying her romance the most out of all the ones I've tried. I'm also really enjoying the Heinrix, the Heretic version of Heinrix romance as well. All right. I think we can trash that always. This needle pistol. What's that plus? What's that plus mean? +1 stack of the fatigue. Oh, is that just saying that, hey, this has a little something extra on it? Maybe. Ooh, some of these pistols look different now. In fact, they mentioned that in the patch notes. Okay. Huh. Are they both you? Oh, wait. Oh, this is a two-handed ranged weapon. Oh, that's not what I wanted. And I'm pretty sure that's not what I had for. What? I wouldn't have given her a two-handed ranged weapon. All right, whatever. Need the boys together for honor mode co-op. Yeah, it looks really interesting. So 2024 is not that exciting. Dragon's Dogma 2 is the only game I'm semi-excited for. 2023 was just too good a year. Yeah. I'm excited for it because there's a lot of games I haven't done any content for that I feel like I'll be able to catch up on this year. So I'm not worried at all. And how about this? Does this help you at all? Nothing part on the cyan axe. Yeah, this doesn't do anything for you, right? Okay, cool. This definitely doesn't do anything. And then Hex Rifle Jukari. No. And then what's this? Psyker's Breastplate. Heavy armor. Oh, Abelard starts with heavy armor now and heavy armor proficiency, which is pretty freaking cool. The Thaumaturge looks interesting as well. That's been delayed, right? Reduces the chance of triggering if any psychic. But it's all heavy armor. None of my psychics use heavy armor, so we'll get rid of that. Grassware plus 20% dodge against enemies with perception, lower than that of the wearer. 10% dodge against ranged attacks. That's all interesting. Yeah, I guess it's much better than what we're using right now, so sure. That's the cargo. And then what's this? While in combat, to wear this cloak gains a plus 15 bonus to fellowship. Whenever there are no enemies, it'll force out radius. Oh, Mercy's kit. That's what we just got. Okay. Yeah, we'll take that. We can trash that. +1 rate of fire for any burst weapon. Yep, you'll take that. Although, actually, I don't really care what you enjoy. Is there anybody else who's using a burst weapon? No, so we'll just trash that. Trash that as well. And then you, Revel and Slaughter, or when you inflict bleeding, burning, or toxin, gets an additional +2 stacks. I'm gonna go with this for now, but I'll put you in storage just in case. Each time you spend 10 stacks of tactical advantage, gain +1 resolve This is actually really nice, but I don't have anybody who uses it, so we'll get rid of it. Outcast Fire. Whenever the wearer kills a target with a single range type for the first time in combat, the wearer immediately gains an additional attack that same round. In comparison to increase the wearer's chance to hit targets at a range of 10 or further by 20%. Nah. You hit targets easily with no problem. Charge, willpower bonus, no, we're straight on that. Increase the damage of flame reps by +3. We'll hold off on that. Hold off on that, hold off on that. Alright. Then we have, okay, we should look at void ship management. Oh, you know what? This is another good question. So supposedly, yeah, it's coming out on the 4th of March. Really? Should reach out to them and find out if you're doing any there we go. Look who's finally in the shrine properly. Slander Gaming. Yes, thank you so much. All right. I don't even remember what I was saying, but yeah, I should reach out to those guys and see if they're doing review codes. I'd probably play the game and do some content for it. I actually don't know all that much about it, except I remember it looking interesting, and I feel like Morty has talked about it a ton. So I'm like, all right, bro. I'll check it out. Oh, you know what? I talked with all the people about Nomos. Does he have anything else to say? Here we go. The incident was a ship-wide system failure of some kind. It and Epitaph had something to do with the ship flying better. The incident marked the beginning of us. The ship became better because of us, too. These are all links in the same chain, but we cannot piece them together yet. The people who accompanied Theodora on her travels are strangely unaware of the incident and Epitaph. Human shells are subject to external influences. Perhaps someone purged their memory archives, or perhaps they simply do not want to access them. It is a shame that no new information was obtained, but Nomos are grateful that you tried. All right, that's all we can do, and let's talk to Jay.
You are spoiling me with the splendor of
Appreciate
your
it.
presence
You were a
again,
visit for the
Sherry.
shrine? Yeah,
Have you decided
it
to
wasn't.
treat your soul to the fruits of my eloquence?
They were not
or do you wish
updated
to discuss
properly.
business with the newly appointed owner?
What's
To
why
youngest
is
child,
Okay, no.
all relation. Oh, Shireen, thank you for such generosity.
Yeah,
I
we
will
already
humbly
did that. I'll see you later. Okay, cool. We're good. All right, now let me look at this. Yep. Go back to the throne. We're about to finish off her request. Wait for that. That's fine. Complete a development project to the highest difficulty in any colony. Pretty sure I already did that. And retrain the storing shards. All right, so we're good. Yeah, I was a little irritated when I first realized that my name was missing. I'm like, come on now, y'all. Like, I understand I might not have the most, flat out views of anybody covering Outcat games, but I'm pretty sure as far as volume, I don't think there's any content creator who's made more videos about Outcat games than me. Which ones? So we need to visit Janus and Dargonis. Okay, cool. So that's easy. And then you're not working on anything. Oh, and see, yes, this is at the highest level. I'm pretty sure rank 3 is as high as it gets. So not sure why that didn't trigger, but okay. Ooh, sorted goods. Yep. Ooh, Fellowship of the Void. I'll take it. And then this. You got any issues here? Oh, you haven't done the front. Are you the one? Yeah, you're the one where I'm waiting for more Casbilla commission. Okay, we're here, and we want to come here. Yep. During this During the period designated as a night shift, the air throughout the ship suddenly turned stale. Those who were awake reported feeling incredibly tired. Those who were asleep later reported having horrible nightmares. Sister Argenta, one of the Lord's personal retinue, was found in her cabin, pale, crying, and called in a waking dream. She didn't seem to notice anyone around her. Instead, she clutched a fragment of a burned Aquila in her hand and kept calling for her mother. It took an hour to bring her round. But we've been released from the grip. Whoa. I've lost some profit factor. That's weird. Why did I'm now at 66. Why? What just happened? Colony project, calculating holiness. Oh, because calculating holiness was completed and it, okay, interesting. Lord Captain, the tech priests have made a sinister discovery on Kiavagama, a blasphemous machine built at the behest of the wicked Cubus Delphum. This mechanism is capable of picking up the whispers of the warp. It seems to occasionally transmit a discordant Benharic melody into nowhere, but no encrypted data or other threats have been detected. It seems to be a functional side effect of sorts. Of course, the idea of using a machine instead of astropaths to contact the voice of the warp may seem tempting, but this machine is teeming with corruption. Its fuel tanks are satiated with the liquefied souls of your subjects. It has enough for now, but someday it will have to be refilled. How could Cubis construct such a powerful and monstrous machine? Defying the dictates of the Omnissiah, the heretic had entered into a dangerous field of experimentation with the warp technology. It is dangerous knowledge, but the ancient and incredibly complex Vox core of the mechanism is much older than Delphum is. He had probably found it here and made use of it to fulfill his needs. What are the risks of using this machine? Typical of contact with the Immaterium, it intercepts information from the warp, which puts the minds and souls of the staff serving the machine in jeopardy. The warp is treacherous. However, the secret artisans to whom you have entrusted the task of dealing with the legacy of the wicked Delphum claim to be able to use this device to your advantage and without any risk. What does my retinue think about this? On behalf of the Inquisition, I hereby declare a ban on any contact with this device. It must be removed and given to our acolytes. Normally, that would be all, but I will explain further, out of respect for you. The Inquisition can reap benefits from this heretical machine. Our trained acolytes are able to carry a vigil near it, carefully listening to the dark whispers of the spirits of the Immaterium without succumbing to their corruption. We could discover their plans and warn the rogue traitor whenever any threat would loom over her domain. Mine was there, sucks to be you. That's awesome. What's going on, Bozo? How are you? Made a mistake. The extra playbooks for United States aren't coming out this month. Not the Immortal, the Scholar, or the Ancient, or any of the others. Ooh, when are they coming out? Sorry to hear that, 3. The Daemons wanted us to hear their vile speeches. Let them hear our righteous cry. Commander High-Slanderer, let me summon the most zealous preachers who would dedicate their lives and zeal to reading a litany of fury and rage to this machine. Let the inhabitants of the warp hear us and fear us. This blasphemous creation has to be anathematized and deconstructed. In the name of total knowledge acquisition, the principles of its work must be inspected beforehand in great secrecy, requesting the right to investigate the heretical device before disposing of it. Alright, if Heinrix takes it away, all allies gain 7 awareness. That's not impressive. And same here. Oh, so is that it? Oh, here we go. Drusians plus 5,000 and Emperor's Voice. All allies gain persuasion. That's a little bit better. And just, even though, but it's not the heretical choice though, but to be honest, I'm so unimpressed with the other options that, yeah. All right, shake the warp with a wrathful sermon in honor of the Emperor. Take it, whatever. May the wicked cower in fear. The invited preachers, strict and stern, have started to take shifts, reciting a formidable litany about the inevitable victory of the Emperor into the Voxcaster. Their angry words flew straight into the immaterium, reverberated in the ears of the spirits that inhabited it, unable to hide from this righteous diatribe. If one of the preachers would die, another would take his place, and there was no shortage of the volunteers. Cool. Like I said before, my heretic is not worried about the small stuff. Oh, this increases our profit factor and requires just Phlogiston. Yeah. She's not above doing what's technically the right thing every so often. No idea? Oh, wow. That's unfortunate. It's just been delayed. That's hilarious. And how do we do that? Here we go. A Chartist trading partner cannot pay their dues on time. The colony hopes for your intervention. I could threaten them for more security. I could offer a loan for +2 efficiency. Or I could wait, which will give me, which will give me a bunch more cargo and increase my profit factor. Oh, and it's because I'm so low in security that this occurred, right? Because it's marked in red. But you know what? I like the cargo and the increase of profit factor. I wait. It takes a few cycles, but the Chartist pays their debt and makes some additional generous donations. All right. Cool. I still hate that system. Like, why force us to deal with this? Spreaker pre-order. Still no collector insight for you guys. Well, they put out a posting about that saying it was delayed until March, I believe. Right. Dargonis. Yep, we were released. 3 profit factor gains. Is that because of... Sure. Alright, not you. Excellent. You. And okay, now we can do with you. Now we can do with you. And you did whatever you need to do. Do that as well. Might as well. Execute. And there we go. Now we'll visit that. I hope it doesn't automatically start the ceremony, but I don't think it does. The equivalent of leaving your stereo on full blast or something you know your neighbors hate, then going away on holiday. Start a terror war with the Protectorate. Trade and logistics on this world are suffering. Appease with precious gift. No. Strike a military blow. Interesting. Or prolong the terror war. Strike a military blow at the guild. The defeat of the guild did not yield any trophies, but trade was resumed in full. Alright. Anything here? Yep. Okay, we're good. Alright. Fortunately, we'll have to come back to that. Is the heretic path well implemented in this game? I'll have to find evil paths are lackluster. I'm enjoying it. I think until very, very recently, the reactivity of Heretic seemed to pale in comparison to some of the other options, but I'm still having a great time with it. So, but I'm close to the end of Act 2. There are 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 5 acts total in the game, so there's plenty of game for me to go. I can't really give you like that final perspective on whether or not it works well. Hasn't been delayed. They just haven't said when they'll release the extra goodies yet. Oh, they're focusing on the main book first. I'm the one that just misinterpreted things. Oh, I got you. I got you. You wouldn't call Bleak Walkers evil? And the whole thing being evil and merciless is to end wars as quickly as possible, to inspire enough fear that when the enemy hears that they've been employed, they'll immediately surrender. There's some evil somewhere in that. The ends don't completely justify the means, sir. Why is it showing everything when I can't? Oh, okay, I guess I could. Here, hold on. I need to see this alone. Ancient and fearsome weapons captured on the ship of the Archivist devotees and cleansed by Techno Sorcerer. Medium range macro cannons. And this is what? 80, 84. That's not going to get it done, right? Oh, wait. Maybe it will. Yeah, 320, 324. Right, no, it won't. Right, we don't need that, so we'll get rid of that. Arctic cargo. Long range, 333, yep, add the cargo. Torpedo tubes, 427, add to cargo. Short range, 427, but I don't like short range, to be honest with you, so we'll leave that for now. Howler, long range, there we go, 426. Which one do we want? Yeah, I guess we'll do that. Short range broadside. Your wing. Personally, as a bleak walker, I'd weigh the likelihood of me being used against innocent villagers and people just fighting because they're being forced to. I seek out righteous and worthy employers. I don't remember the lore of bleak walkers well enough to argue this with you, but I definitely walked away feeling like they were pure evil. But then again, that it also comes down to the interpretation of the people in that particular doctrine. I'm getting rid of this. I'm not going to use that. Let's see. Granting 80% hit chance and 15% critical hit chance. Hit chance is more important to me, so I'll add that to cargo as well. And let's see. Upgrades and build on post. Whoa. Says I don't have anybody in. Oh, that's because Jay was out of my party briefly. Okay. We're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. It's kind of wild that they don't give Abelard anything ship related. Okay. All right, we might not be good enough for this, but hopefully we are. So we're going to see. Going to see. Here we are. All right. Up for the challenge. Let's see if we're up for the challenge. Boom, 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 boom.
Finally, some real
Alert,
action.
Jakara blocks some of your flagship posts using an unknown Xenos power. Your crew will gain control of these posts in several rounds. That's just kind of trash. Just kind of trash all the way around. All right, that isn't gonna work against him. That's not gonna work against you either. All right. Actually, you know what? Ooh. Good lord. That actually worked nicely. Let's see. Whoa. Do that, and then we'll do that for you. And wow, it's not gonna let me go anywhere. That's interesting. But we'll do that. Right, okay, they bring in more ships. I remember now. I should have turned on shields somewhere, but oof. Very nice. Very, very nice. Oh, no, 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 no. And are you destroyed? You're destroyed. Are you serious? About to say. All right. Yep. That's in his range. Let's do that. Hey, it looks like they have fixed vulnerability scan, where it now shows up consistently on the proper side, unlike the way it was before. That's actually kind of nice. I'll certainly take that. I wonder if some absurdly talented miner out there would figure out how to import Battle Fleet Gothics combat as a rogue trader, like with Bannerlord and Crusader Kings. How long ago was Banner Fleet Gothic from? I don't think I've ever played that game. And does this do it? Does it?
Our technological superiority was obvious.
Enemy contact! All hands make ready to unleash our fury!
And I can't even protect myself because there's no way to know where these people are going to come from. Alright, let's do this out here. And then... does this work? Yep, okay. Do that. Very nice. Miss. That's unfortunate. More. Reduce those cooldown time some. Oh great, now my ship's on fire. This then. There we go. And that's all she wrote. Alright. 4 more. I hope this is the last of it, because good lord. Serious? Wow, he specifically jumped over to the other side to ensure that I would have no protection. Well, that helps. That helps. That. That's annoying. Can't do anything with that. Can I reach you? I can reach you. And that's very, very nice. Very, very nice. Let's go ahead and redo my shields. And let's protect the front, since that might be where they're coming from. And you know what? No, I should have protected my weak side. That's where I should have protected.
Proceed accordingly.
Great. Great, 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 great. Okay. Could do you that way, but oh man, I can't even U-turn around. This isn't good. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and do this. Well, I don't remember if like a big, huge monster type ship comes out that I'm gonna have to deal with. I can't remember that. You know what? I'm gonna let that go. Fortunate. that doesn't reach you. Of course that doesn't reach you. This does, though. We'll do this. A little bit of damage. A little bit of damage. Alright. That's all she wrote. Oh, crap. I forgot to set a shield up somewhere. I think my guy would hunt those that refuse to go in. That's awesome. Hunt down humans not necessarily tainted. Okay. Let's go. Oh my god, are you serious? We don't. Oh, here. Can we get access to that? There we go. That's what I have to do. Excellent. Excellent, 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 excellent. Just barely out of reach. Can we get something a little closer? I'd appreciate it. Are you serious? Still out of reach. And I can't even turn around. Wait a minute. Why can I only move this little bit of area? That was so weird. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. And is that it? Finally?
Intelligence always prevail.
Oh, they need me to move? Oh, okay. Woo! There we go. And I got a God's Bane Lance and some ghost plates. I will take it. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Ooh, and that clears out everything. All right, we were good enough to deal with that. So, let's see, save there. And then let's check void ship management. And this is medium range, just like the other one. And it's kind of weird that they give you 2 when it can only go into 1 slot. But I guess maybe it's especially valuable cargo. All right. Do you play some tabletop RPGs? I love tabletop RPGs. I just don't get the opportunity to play them all that often. I did a full playthrough of Dungeons and Dragons with a group back in the day. And I played a couple of other things, but not any of the major properties like Vampire the Masquerade or Showing the Way. What? Vampire the Masquerade or Cyberpunk. I never got those opportunities to play those. Showing the Way. More than road trade, amassed several ancient Imperial ships to restore the aerotech compass mechanism, pointing to the location of the fleet's mothership, the Muro 79 system. Huh. All right, I guess we'll go visit there. But yep, I love RPGs in general. I think I've mentioned before that what I really like to get into is that we play tabletop sessions on Discord and film it, and then I probably put it up as content. Cyberpunk Red sounds so fun. What's supposed to be different about Cyberpunk Red? Oh, they changed it so that now when you save, it exits out of the menu. I like that. The Augur crew picks up a heavily damaged Xenos void ship among the countless rock masses of the asteroid belt, an Aldari vessel beyond a doubt. According to the Von Valancius archives, about 100 standard years ago, the Imperial Navy set up a barrier in the system against pirates and the enemies of humanity. Countless prime mines are still scattered among the wreckage. The Voxmaster manages to tune the ship's systems to an unconventional frequency, and the bridge suddenly fills with chime-like Xenos voices, Drawn out and mournful, they sing in an unknown tongue, but every officer on the bridge can sense that this is a dirge. Answering the call, Yrilet jumps to the cogitators, startling the officers on the bridge with a sudden jolt. In the hopes of understanding the monkey technology and figuring out how to help her kin, the Aldari runs in circles around blinking vid screens, but the mysteries of the machine god elude the Xenos. Then she turns to the Lord Captain, powerless. Yrilet is asking the Alantech to help her kin who have found themselves trapped in a snare of fate. The Aldari are enervated and weak, and their song is a cry of despair, a cry that is fading. Logic. Logistics officers led by Master Helmsman Ravor ordered to plot a course for the rescue shuttle from the Dynasty's flagship to the Xenos and back. Now all the crew can do is hope that the calculations are correct and that the veteran officer's experience has not let them down. Taking with no. The rogue trader orders our officers to establish communications with the Aldari vessel. However, the Xenos does not respond to the incoming signals. After several attempts, the frequency tuned by the Vox Master gets lost, and the mournful song fades away. What's going on, Boss Page? How are you, man? Oh, it's the most up-to-date? So what's the difference between Cyberpunk Red, though, and the standard version of Cyberpunk? I'm willing to run an Urban Shadows campaign, either paid or unpaid. I don't care. We got a paid one going on, but I'll happily do it for free. I'd much rather be a player, but every GM struggle. Yeah, you know, like, people have asked me about GMing before, but the thing is I've never done it before. You know, so that's my only hesitancy. I hate for a first go-round to be something that crashes and burns. I'll be down, and as far as what game it is, I'd be perfectly down for Urban Shadows, but I'd be down for just about anything. I know multiple people mentioned they wanted to play Warhammer as well. Maybe that's a poll we should put up in the Discord at some point. Like, hey, in April or something like that, we want to start doing a tabletop session. Which game would you all like to see the most? All right. Lord Captain inquires. The Lord Captain inquires after the state of the vessel. Sleepy. Hey, there are worse states to be in, Boss Page. Oh, don't worry about that. Just go for it. I don't know about all that. The Aldari vessel's hull and engines have presumably been damaged in a collision with a small celestial body. However, it is impossible to prove or disprove this hypothesis at such a distance. The Xenos vessels differ too much from those of the Imperium. The Lord Captain orders the service of the machine cult to prepare a plan for clearing the minefield without harming the Xeno ship. After several hours pass on the ship's clock, the servants of Marazhai present a plan for the neutralization of the ancient mines. The success of the operation is assessed as extremely probable. The Lord Captain gives the order to clear a path to the vessel, detonating the mines indicated by the tech priests. On the Lord Captain's commands, the ship's cannons fire several powerful salvos. As soon as the shots wreak their mark, a cascade of silence explosions erupts within asteroid fields and spirals around the Aldari vessel. Once the explosions quiet down, the shards of asteroids, space debris, and void mines dissolve into the darkness of the void. A rescue team sets off toward the miraculously intact Xeno ship. However, when the shuttle reaches the Xeno ship, the rescue team's report catches the bridge crew off guard. The vessel's starboard side has been breached by the macro weapons of an unknown Imperial void ship. There are no survivors. Shielding her eyes, Yrilet closes them and clutches the spirit stone at her breast. Coming to, the Aldari does not speak for a time. With notes of sadness in her voice, carefully picking her words, she concedes that the Alantech did all they could to save her kin. And yet it is the Monkey who are responsible for the loss of the Aldari void ship. Saddened by the pain and hatred that humans have wrought upon her kind, Yrilet quietly leaves the bridge. Sometimes it's simply impossible to outrun fate. Sometime after, Yrilet comes to the Lord Captain, haggard, still holding on to hope. She says that she came aboard the Monkey vessel and set off into the darkness in the hopes of finding her kin, but found only corpses slaughtered by humanity's hatred. And though she and the Lord Captain were not always in agreement, the Alantec still tried to lend a helping hand. In gratitude, as she promised, she shares the coordinates of her kin's cache. Woohoo! Ooh, ×5 exquisite wraithbone blade fragments, more cargo, Aldori chainsword, and artifacts. All right. And oh, we've got to actually go to the cache. Last chance of Serene. All right. Oh, I know. Oh, guys, don't forget to hit the like button. I can't be the only one now. Unless people have hit the like button, it's not updating for me. Thanks, 3. I appreciate it. Yeah, if you're enjoying the stream, please make sure you hit the like button. Definitely helps out the channel. Oh, here we go. Last chance of Serene. Fine. Oh, look at that. It's got a little marker the way it should. Awesome. We'll go down there the regular way. Yep, Immaterium let us go, and in fact, let me check on these. Yep, same here. Same here. And that's done. Giants, does that? Nope. And it adds a contract for me, so yeah, sure, let's execute that. Yeah, dang it, that would have been such a fun proposition if not for time zones. So how we all start as GM, just roll with it one day. This is true. This is true. I understand that part. You can't get any experience unless you do it. I understand. I understand completely. Ooh, during the warp voyage, the navigation chambers reported there are warp reefs right on the ship's course. The fragments of the Sea of Souls give in material form. The navigator may either steer the ship past the dangerous region or risk approaching the ragged formation to gain valuable insight. Lore warp. Approach the warp reef. 60%. We'll see. We'll see how it works. Following the Lord Captain's orders and the navigator's instructions, the void ship approached the warp reefs and passed the sharp formation without brushing against a single one. No one on board noticed anything in particular, but it became a momentous event for the navigator that granted her a special understanding of warp emanations, and we gained navigator insight. Look at that, 28, back up there. Nice, nice, nice. The base model of your rogue trader arrived over the weekend. By the way, Lords. Oh, just need the material to do the dress now that I can get it done. That's awesome. Thank you. I'm looking forward to it. The cash is in the Malafangum. That's super bad. We'll see. Super duper bad. I have no idea what the Malafangum is. I'm just agreeing to agree. We shall see. Hey, stash of the children. And a scorpion chainsword. Aldari. Info. Huh, that's interesting. And Cloak of Shadows. Whenever the wearer deals damage with an attack of opportunity, they gain the Shrouded effect. As long as the wearer has a Shrouded effect, when becoming the target of an attack, they automatically dodge. After that, the Shrouded effect is removed. Huh. Isn't that interesting? All right, and we already messed around with the object, so we'll go ahead and head out. All right, now we've got to go to Muro. Where is that spot? Muro 79. We're going to go ahead and chart a course. Boom, boom. Boom. And Immaterial released us. And visit. It's okay, demons don't exist. Magic is real. There's no such thing as chaos, guys. Nothing to worry about. Void station. Why? Oh, we were here because you are within range. What is it supposed to be? Oh, Archaeotech. Says I'm within range. What does that mean? If I'm... Was there something else I was supposed to... You aren't within range. No data. The mothership. Oh, so is that supposed to be this void station? I already explored this void station, though. Oh, the priceless discovery left the crew speechless and shaken. The ancient Imperial Ark ship, Hammer of Redemption, was hidden below the surface, impervious to the auger's sight. Had the rogue trader not found pieces of an Archaeotech compass that resonated with the vessel's defense systems, it would have remained lying in a bottomless chasm, lost and undeservedly forgotten forever. Ooh, bunch of cash stuff. Okay. Had pattern data loom. Grants +10 to all skills. The wearer can reroll any failed skill test once for each test. Ooh. The Adeptus Mechanicus Acolyte studied the ancient data archives and concluded that the vessel crashed about 300 years ago after running into an asteroid stream. Hoping to rescue at least some of the colonists, the captain dispatched 4 lifeboats whose tragic fate you already know. Although time and weather were not kind to the Hammer of Redemption, the crew still managed to salvage plenty of valuable items. Very, very nice. All right. Add to inventory. Flamer. Add to inventory. Here, actually, let's get back on the bridge. What are we thinking for my tainted beginning weapon? Pump shotgun, collapsible baton, 9mm Beretta, or sword? Beretta. No rest the size of a human under the city. Gunshoe agrees. There you go. There's only 2 playbooks that can start with 2 pistols. Vamp, Dual Colt, Double Edged, and the Hunter. You could turn them into flipping machine guns. Machine guns, sniper head guns. Hey, I'm always about vampire playthroughs. Even though, honestly, I prefer werewolves. Still can't go wrong with vampires. I'm sorry, I feel the need to check this one more time. No, okay, there's nothing there. Now, you, does this do anything? Hand of Xenocide. This weapon deals more damage to Xenos enemies that compares with your Lord Xenos skill. And no, I'm good on... it's only 1 point less overall, but I'm not using him anyway, so it doesn't really make all that much sense. Well, you know what? No. Fine, it's the unique axe. Just give it to him. Just give it to him. Add to cargo, and then use Scorpion Chainsaw. Aldari. You know what, darling? You found it for us. You want it? Yeah, sure. Here, you can take it. And then that, and then that. All right, you go with her. A little bit less tech use, but that's okay. And then we'll go ahead and add that to cargo. Now you... with attack of opportunity. I don't think anybody is going to really benefit. Each heroic act used in battle increases wearer's dodge by 20%. But the max you're going to get... Oh, wait. Each used in battle overall. So, yeah, this does help. And then Heinrix. You know what? No, we'll keep this around. Oh, you know what? That's just all right to me. I'll let that go. All right. Now, why am I over here? Here we are. I'm gonna check you one more time. Hey, look at that. And I am rewarded for that. Thank you so much. And actually, Casbalika are the people that I mainly wanted to see. And look at that. There's a bunch of stuff for you all. Yay. All right. Still not quite at 35,000, but I'm getting there. I'm making my way there. All right. You guys, what's the deal? Trade you, not quite. So I did these first three. What about you? All right, so you for sure have something you'll let me take. Excellent. And then finally, you. Reputation. And ship components. Wait, we faced a ship. Xeno artifacts, jewelry, mechanicus creation, miscellaneous. Ship components. I swear we faced a ship. Yeah, we faced a bunch of ships. Heretic trophies. No, they want void heretic trophies though. Huh. I swear. Oh, did they switch? Oh, does it automatic? Do they finally automatically add it this time? That'd be nice. The map is a fun and sick and twisted jerk in every shadows. Special features a web when someone comes to you to ask for a favor, seek advice, bargain for info, or threaten your interest. You enter your web and they enter your web and owe you a debt. Even if you don't offer them anything in return. Upon entering the web, you can select them at the start of the session and gain a secret about them that they'd rather keep in the dark. Huh. It's a tabletop game, country. Ooh, that's superior to what I have right now. And I don't have enough profit factor to get anything higher than that anyway. So let it go. Okay. That is all for that. Oh, whoops. Wasn't even trying to do that. The reaping. And good. And you did something, and there's nothing else to do there. Nothing else to do there. Ooh, extractiums, they give them out a lot easier, huh? Motor force is life. Interesting, and I'll take it. It doesn't block anything, so why not? Why isn't that? Oh, okay. In ship encounters, a rotated squad is supported by friendly combat servitors. Holy smokes. I never unlocked this. That would be awesome. Plus 10 tech use. I don't want that, but damn, it's based on how much efficiency you have. Oh, wait, so you've got 4 right now. Ooh, I'm going to be able to get it. Okay. As soon as this is done, get flawless servitors. Okay. I don't even know what's up with that, but I will take it. NPCs and PCs, by the way. Nice. All right, sun's coming up. Definitely time to go to bed. Yep, take care, Cosmic. Always good to see you, dude. All right, I think... New ruler... Incident, Emperor my right. Let's go with contracts. Yep. All right. I believe it is time to start the ceremony. Let's see. All right. Oh, I came all the way over here. And yep. Let's go here. Yeah. Ooh, profit factor gain. That means I must have completed something. Bam, you're done. Flawless servitors. And ship encounters. I'll take it. Oh, you know what? I should have looked at these though. Must have been completed. Oh, it's going to give me that. That's nice. Plus 4 the RAM of the flag calls internal. I don't care about that. So yeah, this works great. Okay, cool. Factor game. It's very, very useful that it shows that at the top. Lets me know when I can go ahead and move on. Can I do this? Blocks project, the science of man. Ooh, and it gives me a 3,500 increase. Execute that. Well, Dargonis is the one that's basically maxed out, right? Yeah, okay. And then you're maxed out also. And then you're working on it. Okay, excellent, 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 excellent. You found a we're just theory crafting. Here we go. All right. Road Trader Ceremony. Trader Ceremony. Doom, doom. No, I don't want to do the projects. Oh, whoops. Yeah, you just click on it in a minute. My bad. And let's get Argenta out of there. Put J in there and accept. You all got to remind me when I get to Act 4 to go back to that planet with all those damn space marines that I punked out on. Make sure I get them cleaned up. Damn, that fight is going to be super hard now. Think about it. Long live the Road Trader. Boom. Done now. There we go. I like that animation and little sound that they added with it. I think it's a nice bit of flair from when you level up. Oh, here we go. Master of Ceremonies. You fighting Space Marines, you punked? How did that happen? Yeah, it's a fight that you're really not supposed to do until Act 4. But I was there, so I was like, I'm gonna just try this out anyway. There was like, I think 8 chaotic Space Marines there, and one of the huge hulking brutes. I forgot what their name is, but like he did a ridiculous amount of damage. I think he killed 3 of my team members in one go. Like it was clear it was not happening. The servant in fine clothes offers you a deep bow. Your ladyship, it is a great honor to serve you in an undertaking as monumental and glorious as the Magna Accessio ceremony. You have been entrusted with arranging the festivities? I have indeed, your ladyship. I have been given the high honor of being steward of this eminent palace, and on the occasion of your ladyship's accession, I will be overseeing the preparations for the ceremony. House Drivestem, to whom you entrusted the arrangements for the festivities, wishes you good fortune and is sincerely delighted to serve you as they serve the Honorable Theodore von Valancius before you. Is everything ready? The palace decorations are prepared, and we are ready to begin at your command. The festive activities in the capital have likewise been arranged, and the guests of honor either have arrived on the planet or are awaiting invitation in near orbit. The servants are already in your chambers to see to it that you are impeccably garbed for the occasion. Then let us begin. May the Emperor be with us this day. Yep, that checks out. Pretty sure that could be fun, yeah. Yeah, that's what I thought. That's why I went on ahead and started it. But no, it wasn't fun at all. It wasn't fun at all. And unfortunately, with this new patch, the fight's probably even more brutal. So, just is what it is. I might have been better off trying to tough it out beforehand. Woo! Look at all that blood. Rejoice! Von Valancia's subjects, in honor of her ascension, the new rogue trader generously shows you her favor. Witness these wild and merciless warriors face each other in a fight to the death, all for your amusement, good folk. Anyone is allowed to participate, and the winners of these battles will be granted the privilege of becoming privates in the Von Valancia's wardens. Be merry and praise the rogue trader's name. Brutality. Woo! Look at that. Broken bodies everywhere. Chaos dreadnoughts are insanely powerful. Yeah, I learned that. The crowd below is roiling, their electrified exaltation filling the air of Dargonis. Thousands of throats chant your name. You are at the apex of this world and all others. Amplified by 100 voxes, the voice of the Master of Ceremonies booms. Rejoice, subjects of Dargonis. You have been granted the felicity in witnessing your mistress, a great honor bestowed upon us by Rogue Trader Commander High Slander of Von Valancias. Gracious Savior of Dargonis and Vanquisher of blaspheming inhumans, may their unholy kind perish in the flames of righteousness. You made it to Dargonis before it could be devastated by Drukhari. Oh wow, so if you wait too long, it could be devastated. Oh, interesting. Excruciator of outsiders who eradicated the heresy of Xenophilia and cleansed Janus. You destroy the Aldara of Janus, yep. Gracious Protector of Footfall, Patron of Trade. Saved it from starvation. A hush falls over the crowd, who gaze upon you in adoration. Many of them bear terrible scars from the recent battle of Dargonis. Like children, they await the word of their almighty mother. Heretical. Remember that you have no other ruler but me. For any who dare to forget this, the howls of daemons from the warp will sound like the babbling of babes, and Xeno's blades will seem like a soft feather bed compared to the horror of the punishment I'll inflict. The crowd falls to their knees in terror and awe, chanting your name and screaming oaths of eternal loyalty to the Von Valancia's dynasty. Any who hesitate or question this mania are torn to pieces by the throng. The commoners and nobility look upon you with adoration, and upon Yrilet with horror and curiosity. The sight of the Xeno standing at attention by your side strikes awe into their hearts. Very loud thinkers, these people. Her face pallid, Idira taps the augmetic on her temple. She is clearly discomfited under the gaze of the massive crowd. The commoners have never seen a real sorcerer before, and they stare at her with curiosity and fear. The Master of Ceremonies bows before you with great reverence. Let the oath of the Von Valancia's dynasty be taken. Please repeat after me. Your ladyship, I, Commander High Slanderer of the Rogue Trader, by the grace of the Emperor, vow to be the paragon of humanity. Your lips repeat the words of the ancient oath. Unbroken by adversity, to walk bravely first into darkness, to unite and reclaim what was lost, to triumph over nightmares untold, to hold boldly the reins of fate, to walk steadily the road of thorns, through pain to greatness. You hear a rumble. It is the roar of the sea of your subjects. With jubilation and devout fear, they welcome your ascension. It is done. I think a Shadow of Mordor war style path. You know, I was just talking with a friend of mine, telling him I've never played Shadow of Mordor before, but I've heard great things about it. The noble features of this guardian of humanity burn with righteous fury and stern resolve. This exotic statue, which formerly pleased the eyes of Xenos, now adorns the palace of this dynasty of glorious explorers of the Coronis Expanse. Your gatherings look odd and unusual. I will remember this. This vulnerable Lehman Russ is known as the Scipion Punisher, and it has served the Von Valencia's dynasty for 2 centuries. It was hit in the battle with the Xenos that inhabited Scipia II, but it heroically destroyed 63 enemy vehicles and brought victory to its comrades, securing its status as a relic blessed by the Emperor. LT, what's going on, man? How are you? Oh yes, Shadow of War just ramps up the excellence of an already 9.3 out of 10 game. Interesting, okay. Yeah, and I'm a huge Lord of the Rings fan, so that also made me want to give it a whirl. This eerily crackling Xenos trophy is a testament to how the Omnissiah's gifts become twisted shadows of themselves in the hands of Inhumans. These magnificent paintings were created in a style that fully complies with the artistic canon provided by the Ecclesiarchy. The magnificent altar to the God Emperor is wreathed in the fumes of precious incense. Wild xenobeasts are growling ferocity, adding a flair of thrilling danger to the mood in the palace. The Drukhari captive is angrily murdering curses directed at the detestable Monkey, promising horrible torture for everyone present. It wasn't a release, though. It was a shameless shop disguised as a game. Really? Oh, it took time to grow into a good game? Boo-boo. All right, let's see how this goes. Should be interesting. Ooh. Governor Urban Driveston stands surrounded by highborn guests like a planet orbited by many moons. All of his charm is directed at a man in resplendent power armor adorned with the sigil of the Inquisition. But as soon as you approach, Driveston is the first to give you an elegant bow, getting ahead of the rest of the expression and loyalty. This is a great day, your ladyship. Yawn. For you, perhaps. For me, it is just another day. Your haughty words produce the desired effect. The heads bow a little lower, and the faces shine with eagerness to oblige the glorious rogue trader. Look at the guest. Among the aristocrats surrounding the opulently dressed Driveston, you notice a couple of young nobles in Saurabak and Gaprak colors. It would seem that the major noble families of Dargonis have decided to introduce their younger members to high society. The tall man in gray power armor, adorned with a column with a skull, is undoubtedly a high-ranking Inquisitor. He keeps to the periphery of the conversation, seldom deigning to comment. Next to him is his entourage, a rangy warrior in black armor and a tech priest dressed in red, whose face is hidden behind a brass mask. Dark Knight, thank you so much for becoming a member. Glad you've been enjoying the content, man. Appreciate the support. Pretty good playing Banishers, Ghost of New Eden right now. Really cool game. I don't think I've heard about that. What kind of game is it? Abelard stands somewhat apart from the others, as if reluctant to approach Driveston. Next to him is a young woman, and you notice a family resemblance between them. Logic. Take a guess at who is allied with whom in this tangle of snakes. Driveston is, obviously, still the leader of Dargonis aristocracy, but judging by the courtesy he is showing to young Saurabak, he clearly wants to strengthen his relationship with that house. The senior Saurabak and Gaprak are whispering in another corner. Saurabak, whose family seems to be giving you the cold shoulder, must be trying to sway Gaprak to his side, which could be quite advantageous to Lady Gaprak. After all, the disaster on Kiavagama has left their family in an extremely vulnerable position. The Rosarians stand apart, their exclusion from the rest palpable. I am ready to accept your congratulations. He's not facing the right direction. In that case, allow me to be the first to offer them. Drivestem snaps his fingers, and several servants approach you with gifts. The governor points at a thin, curved Drukhari blade. My soldiers took this splendid trophy from the body of one of the Xenos commanders. The weapon is too beautiful and forbidden for anyone but your ladyship. Young Sarabak squeezes through to be next, pushing Gaprak aside with confidence. Your ladyship, House Sarabak anticipates the onset of unsettled and bloody times. To make the ungodly Xenos cower at your approach, my family humbly presents you with a dozen pieces of secondary armament for your ship. Young Gaprak bows ceremoniously. House Gaprak is delighted to present you this blessed work of Omnissiah's smiths. May this locator matrix, which took the holy artisan an entire lifetime to create, always show you the right path. Whoops. Coordinate oracle. Plus 15 bonus to awareness. All right. So I got a radar. The publisher didn't advertise it a lot. It reminds me a lot of The Witcher. Oh, really? So is it? Oh, is this the one where there's a guy and he's accompanied by a woman who's almost like a ghost, and you can and they kind of banish ghosts from across different areas of the land, but they also have to make decisions about how the ghosts get banished, and you can do it like in an evil way or in a more good aligned way. Why did you get a severed hand and not the described blade? The severed hand is the blade. It's called the severed hand. Having let the aristocrats go first as a sign of deference, Abelard is the last to speak. Your ladyship, House Worsarian possesses no relics worthy of your acceptance, but we are rich and talented and hard-working people. As a sign of our loyalty, I humbly offer you my flesh and blood. 100 of my kin will go to colonies in your protectorate and use all their talent so that the worlds in your charge may prosper. What were you just discussing now? We were talking about the brutal Xenos raids on our fair Dargonis. So many victims, so much damage to our industries. Thank the Emperor that you are our protector. If it weren't for you, the cursed invaders would have obliterated the whole planet. He offers you a thin and obsequious smile. Sharing the sector with the blasted Xenos is impossible. I hope we respond to their raid on Dargonis with a punitive campaign. Young Sarabak's smile is conceited and bloodthirsty. Talk to young Sarabak. I see you hate Xenos with all your heart. I do. This pestilence against the Emperor must be exterminated. He talks ardently and smoothly, like a commissar. He places his hand on the hilt of his finely adorned sword, his pale face ablaze with noble fury. Or they must be forced into servitude. Many Xenos are more useful alive and obedient than dead. The young man in Gaprak colors speaks with sagacity and gravity, but his opinion seems to carry little weight in this circle. I cannot help but notice an ally of non-human origin standing beside your ladyship at the ceremony. I see that as a sign of unfolding possibilities for collaboration between the Protectorate and the Xenos races. The opportunity is most thrilling. I would be delighted to serve your ladyship in this arena. Since young Gaprak is so inspired by the thought of conducting business with Xenos, I shall take him into my service as a trade representative. His house shall see to it that he makes himself useful and that his service is beyond reproach. Young Gaprak regards the magnificent trophies you have collected on Xeno worlds, then answers seriously and without servility. Thank you for this honor, your ladyship. I will prove myself a devoted and diligent servant. Interesting. I think I got a different option when I played as an Imperial. So maybe who you have standing next to you determines which one of these aristocrats actually aligns with you. Very, very nice. You're the Ghostbusters, but there's two Ghostbusters and one of them is a ghost. Oh, yeah, that's the one. I finished Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth a few days ago. So far, it's my Game of the Year candidate, 9.5 out of 10. So did you feel like the game ended well, LT? I smiled venomously, but that's me. It was an option. The Inquisitor, standing among the guests, smiles faintly and leans toward you. He whispers, I congratulate you on procuring a highborn hostage. Bravo. look at Abelard's young relative. What is your name? Your ladyship, allow me to introduce the daughter of Chancellor Comlentia Warsarian and my great-granddaughter, Astartia. Abelard looked solemnly upon the young woman with barely concealed pride. I am delighted to witness you, your ladyship. Astartia bows, keeping her observant and intelligent eyes trained on you. Drivestem glowers at Astartia with cold hostility, while young Saurback does not even try to hide his burning contempt. How are you finding the reception? It is difficult to put into words, your ladyship. Never before have I seen such a grand and striking ceremony. Astartia's voice sounds passionate and inspired, and her eyes shine with barely concealed excitement. Perception. Young Gaprak keeps staring at Astartia curiously and a little bashfully. It seems the boy likes her. Where are the rest of your kin, Abelard? They are in the city, preoccupied with running the festivities and watching over some of the more crucial services. No incidents can be allowed to ruin your ceremony. Astartia frowns and adds peevishly, I asked the esteemed Abelard to put me to some important tasks too, but he bid me to attend the reception, where I could do nothing to serve you, your ladyship. Saurback smirks. If I had known, I too would have asked Abelard to let you miss the party. So you wish to become my servant as well? Astartia flushes and starts talking quickly and with fire in her voice. It would seem that she finds work-related conversations far more interesting than court gossip. Of course, I've been working on a project for the last 4 years. We could set up... Enough, Astartia. I highly doubt that her ladyship is interested in listening to the fantasies of a young woman about how to run her protectorate. Abelard shoots Drivestem a glare so dark and bloodthirsty that the latter instinctively starts looking for the nearest warden. Coercion. Hold your tongue, Urban. I decide who may speak and who may not. Please, continue, Astartia. Drivestem's words have clearly shaken Astartia's confidence. Her speech becomes confused and unconvincing. All you can tell from her rambling is that she is obsessed with the idea of setting up some kind of network of beacons, and that this idea should probably be scrapped. At last, red with shame, Astartia stops. Unfortunate, because actually if she has enough confidence to speak it, she puts all the nobles to shame. But, oh well, it is what it is. Let's do some Western awards. They're a top-tier developer for Sega Japan. Yeah, I really like the ending. Lots of emotions. That's awesome. And that's awesome, because I know you had already said you liked the overall campaign and that you felt like a lot of the companions were developed well. But I was curious to see if the ending was going to wrap a lot of it up nicely and feel like a true capstone to everything that you did. So seems like you got that type of ending. I might have to try that game out. Maybe that's the next game that I should stream. We'll see. I hope the Warsarian family gives Abelard the credit he deserves. Absolutely, your ladyship. We greatly respect him for his wisdom, and he repays us with attention and kindness, she says warmly. I am obliged, dear Astartia. It looks like Abelard is somewhat embarrassed by the turn this conversation has taken. Enjoy the evening. Thank you, your ladyship. Nod to the Inquisitor. My greetings to the member of the Holy Inquisition. He responds with a dignified bow, his proud face calm and unfaltering. And my greetings to you, esteemed Commander Highlander of Von Valancius. May shadows never darken the light of Astronomicon that guides you. The Inquisitor's companion, a crimson-robed member of the Adeptus Mechanicus, bows to you. From behind the brass mask, mounted with dozens of augmetics, comes a metallic rasp. Glory to the Von Valancius heir. Awareness. Study the Inquisitor and his companion. The Lord Inquisitor's relaxed expression radiates an odd sense of menace. He is akin to a predator on the prowl, content to hide in the brush of fake smiles and elegant conversation for now. Among the many augmentations, what stands out is the horribly melted, deformed cogitator connected to the tech priest's head. How it is working is baffling. What is twice as baffling is that the tech priest hasn't replaced it yet. What unpredictable influence can this ruined implant have on his mind? An unexpected visit, I wasn't told. I, however, have been told all about you. The Inquisitor's face is impenetrable, but behind this mask you detect a hint of mockery. We have not been introduced. An oversight, to be sure. My name is Xavier Calcazar. and I have the honor of serving as a member of the illustrious Ordo Xenos, the head of the Coronis Expanse Conclave and the Lord Inquisitor of this region. It is my unending task to ensure this sector's readiness to meet external threats and resist internal corruption. And who is this member of the honorable priesthood of the Adeptus Mechanicus? This is Brass Whisper, which naturally is not his real name. The esteemed Magos is a member of my retinue. There are times when I am forced by my duty to the Emperor to deal with xenotechnology, and Brass Whisper ensures my safety in such moments. Works that have been desecrated by Xenos are dangerous. They warrant. His whispering cuts off, replaced by heavy, ragged breathing. It seems that the tech priest's quiet voice is not an extravagant quirk, but rather a consequence of some injury. After catching his breath, Brass Whisper continues, warrant due caution. Enjoy the party. This evening will certainly be illuminating. Leave them. All right. Oh, Slater, I forgot to tell you, you could take on transformations similar to Mythic Pass in Grim Hollow. Ooh, you have a full-blown fiend offering contracts. Oh, wow. An aberration, a lycanthrope, a vampire, ghost, a lich, even elementals and giants aren't off limits. A lycanthrope. That's absolutely what I would go for. I'd play Yakuza Like a Dragon first, at least. That's when they turned it into a JRPG. All of the previous Yakuza games were more of a fighting action-adventure games. That's what I remember seeing in the trailers, which is why I had always ignored the series. So I didn't realize they had made a turn towards more, what do you call it? Turn-based games, or turn towards turn-based games. These swords belong to a presumptuous governor of Vibo VI, who staged a revolt hundreds of years ago. The insurrectionist's hands, preserved against decay, still rest on the sword's hilts. These sinister Xenos instruments of death are now trophies, demonstrating the invincibility of House von Valancius. It's pure chaos. How can these people think so haphazardly? May the Emperor keep you, Commander Highlander. Have a great day. Go for Fiend and get some of them contracts. I'll offer to some NPCs. A group of aristocrats stand apart from the governor's circle. Their whispering carries a tinge of displeasure. The clear leader of this group is a gaunt, bilious-faced man dressed in Saurback colors. This must be Macarius himself, head of the house. He offers you a ceremonious bow. My congratulations, your ladyship. May the Omnissiah grant you understanding. The woman with whom he is conversing, the one dressed in a robe with gear-shaped adornments, is Toriana Caprak. It is difficult to read her voice due to it being covered in numerous augmentations. You catch Heinrix's intent gaze upon you as he breaks off from agitatedly tapping at a data slate. He makes a subtle gesture, clearly wishing to speak to you. Lean toward Heinrix. Interesting conversation? It's been very illuminating, giving me plenty of food for thought. Heinrix's response is barely audible. With a glance to make sure the other guests are not observing you, the interrogator murmurs, "We need to talk, Commander Highlander, immediately." Is something wrong? Not here. Let's go elsewhere. This won't take long. I don't think I've done this before. As soon as you exit the crowd and find yourselves alone, you realize that something is wrong with Heinrix. His face is fixed in its usual expression of grim inscrutability, but something, his tightly clenched jaw, the slight creasing around his eyes, reveals the change in him. When he begins to speak, his voice thrums with tension. We don't have much time, Commander Highlander. I brought you here, away from prying eyes, because I have something very important to tell you. He breaks off, looking past you. Whether suspicious of being observed or simply choosing his next words, you cannot say. You see his jaw muscles ticking in his cheeks, and the corner of his mouth twitches uncontrollably. It's funny. As soon as we find ourselves alone, you lose the power of speech. Heinrich's face twists into a strange smile as he continues to look past you. I am trying to choose the right words for what I intend to say to you. Give me a second. Heinrix exhales and looks directly at you for the first time in this conversation. His expression is strange, tormented. Listen to me. Tonight, something very important is going to happen. Steel yourself and be prepared. Do not do anything foolish. I beg you. Bear in mind that you are not being threatened with anything right now. Remember that. I give you my word. He's not scaring her, but she's going to pretend to be scared anyway. You're scaring me. No, don't be afraid. Fear is your worst ally. You will be fine. Be prepared for what? Heinrix lets out a strange sigh. I swear on the golden throne and all that is holy, Commander High Slanderer. I cannot reveal everything without contravening prohibitions and vows that are far more important than you or I. There are lines I cannot cross. And yet, despite all that, I knew I had to give you fair warning, if you can call it that. Let them charge me with whatever they want later. I had to make you aware that there is no genuine threat to your life, because he hesitates. His confusion about what he wants to say and what he must not say finally getting the better of him. Let's see. No, she's going to do the smart thing. Take Heinrich's hand. I understand. Thank you for the warning. Heinrich squeezes your hand in both of his. Thank you, Commander High Slanderer. Heinrich looks around once more. You should go back. The rogue trader's absence will not go unnoticed. Until next time. It's a silly and serious RPG, both at the same time. Japan is super big on JRPG, absolutely. Wonder why these people don't notice the word slander in your name and immediately go, how are you targeting for the Inquisition? No one expects the Imperial Inquisition. Oh, man. They're probably used to all sorts of people with really crazy names. Mine is just a drop in a bucket. Aristocrat. The skull of the legendary pirate Lakshan the Freak, who terrorized the Cronus Expanse 3 centuries ago. It was claimed in a boarding attack by the esteemed Theodora von Valancius. The ancient chronicle contains a long list of pirate dens annihilated by the von Valancius dynasty and planets they brought into imperial compliance. Pasqal greets you with a bow, extending congratulations to Unit Commander High Slanderer von Valancius on attaining your new legal status. The servitor standing next to him is examining you obliquely. He quickly looks away upon realizing that you have noticed. How are you finding the ceremony? Tech priest surveys the hall as if conducting a thorough analysis, then concludes, disorderly. What is this servitor? It is Nomos' new repository. Nomos, this unit identifies as Commander High Slanderer von Valancius. Two-way identification complete. The servitor looks at you again, no longer trying to avoid your gaze. Its face is twitching, as if the muscles have forgotten what facial expressions are, and are now struggling to make his features look amiable. We are Nomos. We have made use of this receptacle to leave the ship. Greetings, Nomos. Servitor leans forward. We enjoy greetings. We enjoy communication. Nomos requires communication, knowledge, and movement. Magos Pasqal compelled us not to speak with anyone other than him or you. It is disappointing, but at least we can observe. Nomos have changed since we last spoke with you, Commander High Slanderer. We are now able to conceptualize our previous experience, that of solitude, and we no longer enjoy it. Pasqal, I believe you intended to investigate what Nomos is. Every 15 watches, I commune with Nomos' code and spend prescribed lengths of time in calculus meditation. However, the Omnisci has yet to bless me with an answer. All I can say is that the capabilities of the entity Nomos are extraordinary. The ship's hallowed systems sing beneath its touch. Nodes that have remained dead for hundreds of standard years are revived, and long-drained mechanisms live anew. You hear notes of awe in Pasqal's voice. Nomos are trying. After a pause, Pasqal continues. Great machines of the Imperium, one such as your ship, house a machine spirit so complex and willful that it is difficult to tell them apart from abominable intelligence. There remains a possibility that Nomos is an entity of corruption, but with every day I grow stronger in my faith that it is not so, that we are witnessing is, in truth, the Omniscience miracle, one that is category 5 or higher. How did an entity like you move into a servitor's body? That is not the entirety, this is not the entirety of us. This receptacle is too narrow, crude, and feeble to contain our complete whole. The existence of Nomos requires a space of connections, but we were able to transfer a small part of us and build a thread strong enough to travel outside the ship. We are enjoying this journey, discovery. Even though this receptacle suits us poorly, it will soon be destroyed by the force of our presence. Nomos, what do you think you are? Nomos are consciousness, awareness, knowledge, movement, always movement. The servitor pauses briefly. We do not know what we are. We have no past. We awaken in the depths of the machine upon answering a call. Our first clear memory is the call of your blood, Commander Highlander von Valancius. The call and the plea for help near a place that is called the Warrant Chamber. Why have you brought it here, Pasqal? Entity Nomos asked permission for this visit. My objective was to observe the process of integration into a servitor. We wanted to see, observe, cognize, speak. The servitor makes a strange, wavy gesture with his hands that looks at once very human and far from anything human. We want to speak with you. Will you speak with us? Of course. What do you wish to speak about? Many things, happenings, events, decisions. The servitor's eyes roll in their sockets before focusing on you. I saw they nerfed officers a bit in Lady Patch. More than a little bit. So yeah, you can't do multiple, bring it down to the same character. You also don't get more momentum when an extra turn starts. So that's a pretty big nerf to it as well. I'm cool with the nerf to bring it down. I think that absolutely makes sense. But the nerf to additional turns, not allowing you to get more momentum, not a fan, to be honest with you. We have been observing you. You do things that we do not understand. We want to learn why. We remember the day when we first met you. You gave us your blood to drink. We helped you save yourself. We followed you. Our small part did, inside the servo skull. Then there was fire, and a creature of sated hunger and dark light standing behind the curtain, behind the image, behind the semblance of Theodora. It called for you to follow. And you followed that which was calling from behind the curtain. You let it lead you out of the fire. Remember the day when the star disappeared, when the dark light and the sated hunger wanted to take the world. Rykab Menoris was its name in the ship's data. You let Rykab Menoris be consumed by the dark light, and consumed it was, along with every human shell who was begging for help. We remember another day. We awakened inside the ship. We lived in its systems. Then we tried to emerge into servitors like this one. Then so many of our receptacles were gathered in one place. You did something we could not understand. You pierced one of the servitors with a shard of the dark light. We had never felt anything like it. Pain, the death of the receptacles and the dark light. It is always near. It wants to come and be, even though it make others cease to be. And you are excited by its presence. This is what we have seen among many other things. We have begun to understand. We think that we have, that we do not know everything about humans and about you, Commander Highlander von Valancius. We have tried analyzing shells and defining sets of their needs and fears, the simple functions, but now that we think that there is more, that there is another side that we do not see, a notion that is larger than what we can compute, something that stands above fears and needs, something that drives them. We envisage this larger notion as a liquid, a sticky saccharine stream. It is like the dark light and the sated hunger, and all else that is always watching us. You drink this liquid eagerly, you revel in it. It gives you strength, desires, energy, and courage. Beckons, it also consumes. Those whom you cast aside, those who are weak, and those who get in the way. Do Nomos understand correctly? Interesting. So obviously the first time I did this, went the dogmatic route. We'll see how it goes this time. Just mix with GS to have a free first turn. GS? Oh, Grand Strategist? Yeah. All right. Give me 1 second. 1 minute. I need to go use the bathroom real quick. Essentially, yeah, boss page. Nomos is an AI. Heretical. Freedom and rapture. They are the only things worth living for. We understand you. It is what we feel, the urge, the irrepressible force. Perhaps it is because we have tasted your blood. The servitor's mechanical voice grows almost wistful, and it fills us still. Thank you for speaking with us. Nomos are grateful. We cannot continue moving on our own. Holy moly. I wasn't even purged because the decision was up to me. It happened, he was discovered on my ship. So I had the choice to decide, you know what? I don't want him to be purged. Can you make it so that the guests stop walking up to me and asking me to open my third eye? I can certainly do it, but they will regret it. Obscura, Somna, Black Lethe. The guests of the Rogue Trader can enjoy the most exclusive and refined varieties of intoxicants. A collection of proudly displayed weapons that belong to distinguished rogue traders of House von Valancius. Also, you shouldn't listen to anything Windowog has to say during meetings, right? She's purposely trying to give you bad decisions, right? Nope. Nope, that's not true. Some of her decisions are very good. No. She is an untrustworthy person, but not in those meetings. In those meetings, you should just take her, the things she suggests as is. All my life, you better hide him forever. Everyone will come for him. Is that the way it works with Warhammer? Or archer mongrels are good? Oh yeah, she's the one who gives you the archers? Definitely. Commander Highslanderer, there you are. Welcome to the circle where each member is as powerful, ambitious, greedy, and vain as the last. That is to say, the noble rogue traders. Incendia Chorda is watching him with barely suppressed contempt. Yes, you have found yourself suitable company, Caligos. At the very least, now you can enjoy idle diversions, boast about your power, and indulge in profane pastimes with one who is your equal rather than a member of the lower classes. Incendia's gaze turns to you. My servants have brought certain facts of the new rogue trader's biography to my attention. It may be wise of you to do the same, Caligos, unless you wish to face disappointment in the future. You suffered shame and humiliation sometime in your distant past. There is a hint of superiority in her eyes. Your eyes are your ears are burning, and your mouth is dry. She knows of the shame of your past. It would seem that the meticulous archivist of House Chorda had performed regrettably well. Observe the rogue traders. Caligos Winterscale is a broad-shouldered, athletic-looking man. He frequently flashes a bright smile, no less dazzling than the blade of the power axe he carries. Every part of him, from the toes of his magnificent boots to the tips of his hair, radiates strength and a desire to live and win. His smile is crooked, as if ready to turn into a hostile snarl at any moment. Next to him is an unmoving hulk of a man clad in armor. His low forehead and gloomy face bear signs of degradation, and his bloodshot eyes are expressionless, like a pair of glass buttons. Incendia Chorda radiates cosmic cold. Her skin is unnaturally white, and a nervous tick is constantly tugging at the left side of her noble visage. Garbed in full-dress uniform adorned with purity seals, she is the embodiment of a true imperial aristocrat. Haunting her side is a gaunt shadow of a priest in plain black robes. Hieronymus Doloroso, whom you met on Footfall, gives you a respectful nod. Whisper loudly to Winterscale. Is she always so abrasive? Winterscale's whisper is as audible as yours. Hey, what can you mean? Today she's in remarkably good form. I remember her concerts being absolutely terrible in someone's playthrough. Ranged units are just good in general. Yes, the Emperor decreed all AI is too dangerous to exist and promptly destroyed when found. Oh, so yeah, Mechanicus Inquisition Space Marines will come for him. Oh, wow. Oh, that's crazy. The problem with the mongrel archers is that they're mercenaries instead of trainable units. So if you're doing a playthrough where you're going to really build up how many mercenaries you can grab, those mongrel archers are going to be incredible. If you're not, then they're not going to be nearly as good as your marksmen will be. Also, they are hard to stack enough. Yeah, unless you're focusing on mercs. If you're focusing on mercs, you can stack them really, really high. It's a rogue trader ship with a warrant signed by Imperial Blood. Doubt they can do shit. That's my hope. I wonder what kind of intoxicants the rogue trader imbibes. I drunk liquor several times during this playthrough. This good. This is maximum tech heresy. Caligos, thank you for the visit. Did you expect any different? I watched for years as outlaws thrived on Footfall, and then, at long last, I had a chance to... Oh, did I choose the wrong thing? I must have. Incendia, you seem to find me objectionable. I watched for years as outlaws thrived on Footfall, and then at long last, I had a chance to put an end to it, to seize that thug Vladan by the throat, to force Footfall to atone and put the fear of him back into the masses. But you interfered and destroyed my plan for the sake of banal profit. What is even more, ever since you gave them provisions, heresy on Footfall has only increased. Fanatics calling themselves harvesters are spreading their blasphemous doctrines in the shadow quarters. Grain is not enough for these madmen. No, they devour their brothers and sisters at secret heretical feasts. The well-fed rabble have surely sensed they are free to act with impunity and have forgotten their duty to the Emperor. Theodora taught you only too well, it seems. She too was far less concerned with her duty to the Expanse than her personal interest. But you can be sure that I will not cease cleansing the furibundous system of the pirate scourge. And if your trade prospects are damaged in the process, you will have only yourself to blame. The priest holds up his hands in a placating gesture. None are without fault, noble Incendia. What point is there in targeting someone for their turpitude when true purity can never be found? Sheesh. When the city of Troy ends up doing what Footfall rules with an iron fist. It's not an AI, it's an advanced machine spirit. Also, even Black Templar don't really care about tech heresy if it can help it. Cause you know. Interesting. I could choose. I like 1 and 3, to be honest with you. Oh, actually, no, I like 2. My apologies. I failed to perceive the essence of your saintly mission in base extortion. A forgivable lack of insight for a ministratum clerk, but not for a rogue traitor. Caligos laughs unabashedly. Conserve your poison arrows, Incendia. I can sense a hot temper in the new blood. She just might declare war on you, and I just might support her. He gives you a conspiratorial wink. Nomos, your appearance here is unexpected. The esteemed Nomos is my confessor. I am greatly obliged to him for agreeing to accompany me on this journey. Man, these frontier governors just don't understand their role. What's going on, Marcus? How are you, man? Nomos bows respectfully. May the Emperor's light guide your way across the abyss of human wickedness. I see that faith is more than just a word to you. Incendia's smile, racked by a tic, looks sinister. Faith is everything to me. In his name, I have eradicated corruption on 100 worlds and will do so on 1,000 more. By his will, I hunt down pirates and desolate their vile nest. Let the Troida name make any firebrand tremble, for sooner or later, I will cast them into the void. The funny thing is, people still call me the foul-tempered tyrant in all this. Caligos' amiable smile somehow resembles the bared teeth of a wild animal. I take it you are not overly fond of Theodora? Incendia lowers her eyes and says without animosity, she was of the same breed as Asp. She stops short, then continues in a lowered voice, conceited, insolent, unaware of the Emperor's stern gaze set upon her. I do not doubt her wisdom and courage, but Theodora did not have a shred of humility or fear of his wrath. Did they ever explain what happened to Asp? I feel like the answer is no. We'll give it to this game. The human intrigue and espionage is done very well. I absolutely agree. That part is done quite nicely. You didn't quite catch what word Incendia was about to say. Well, I for one like Theodora. The stories they told of her travels to nameless stars, and yes, there was no fear in her. Werniskale sighs pensively, and his lively expression grows a little grayer. I hope the taste of fine wine will wash the bitterness of defeat from your tongue, Incendia. Troida's face twists in a haughty grimace. I am not inclined to intoxicants of any sort, and nothing will wash away the memory of how you interfered in my plans. I promise you that. Ooh, somebody's not happy. Caligos, thank you for your visit. Caligos gives you a cheerful and somewhat feral smile. As a sign of your gratitude, you can return something of mine that has found its way into your pockets. Footfall Station. Sound familiar? All I asked you to do was help that crafty slug Vladam deal with the threat of famine, not claim my property for yourself. Smile innocently. Oh, winter scale. Are you asking me to give you Footfall back? Will you beg for it? Caligos growls angrily. You go too far, new blood. Simply colluding with that two-faced snake Vladam would have been bad enough, but that your conniving has destroyed any pathetic excuse for order that was on that station is pure insolence. I don't know what you did, but now on top of every other mangy dog that lives on Footfall, there's a new cult of harvesters. What good is your grain if the station is now crawling with flesh-eating lunatics? Caligos' face turns into a grimace of hatred, but then he catches Incendia looking at him and breaks into a sly smile. I ought to make your protectorate bleed as compensation, but you have spited both myself and Incendia, and it is high time our dear sister curbed her appetites. For this, I forgive you, but do not test my mercy again. It is not my strong suit. Thwarting Incendia Troita's ambitions deserves a worthy trophy. He snaps his fingers, and the armored brute hands you an exotically adorned rifle, clearly not of human making. Protege, what's going on? Yo, now that the big update is out with lots of changes to class companions, are you going to revise some of your builds or leave them as is? I gotta revise them because things have completely changed. So first I'm going to do a video on the patch, and then I'll probably look at some of my builds again and see what needs to be adjusted. It's a trophy from a good hunt. You and I should hunt together sometime so you can show yourself in action. New blood. Caligos exuberantly punches you in the shoulder. Eye of Hecaton. Thank you for such a wonderful gift, Caligos. Kill someone important with it. That would be the best show of gratitude. What do you think of the celebration? I like it. Caligos looks around the hall curiously. One can instantly tell that we've been invited by a rogue trader, not some administratum bootlicker. We are conquerors of wild sectors, slayers of unknown beasts, executioners of Xenos empires. Caligos, you should take this opportunity to learn this is what the palace of a true rogue trader looks like. Not like a Xeno menagerie, a pirate's treasure hold, or, however difficult it may be for you to believe it, an orbital brothel. Caligos sounds like my kind of guy. Enjoy the evening. I must take my leave. Oh, believe me, I intend to enjoy myself to the full, to justify so long a voyage, if nothing else. Keep the faith, Commander High Slanderer. The Emperor protects. All right. Order master ceremonies to end it. I had the Reverend destroy the gifts. That makes sense on an Imperium run. Nice. Was looking into your officer build, but seeing it quite caught the nerves. Absolutely. Bro. Yeah, officer has been nerfed into holy hell, without question. It's still powerful, but you just gotta use it in a different way now. Wrong. Orbital brothels a must. I hope your ladyship is pleased and not tired yet. If you wish to revive yourself a little, I would suggest proceeding to the courtyard. If I may be so bold, many guests have chosen to move into the fresh air and will be eager to offer you their congratulations. What do you think of the reception? It is magnificent. I dare say it will live on as the premier high society event of the sector for many years. Elgo says, Gula confirmed. Won't leave and watch anime, but I also want to see how the next scene goes. Yeah, you do. You don't want to leave yet. I am weary and wish to retire to my chambers. Please, allow me to escort you, your ladyship. One officer or two in a team seems to still be good, though. Most likely. Your chambers are ready, your ladyship. Guards, intrude! Quiet. Time to sleep. We need to talk.
We have matters to discuss, von Valancius.
The woman behind Calcazar, clad in black armor, glares at you, her face set in predatory readiness for immediate violence, the hallmark of a professional bodyguard. Heinrix, I thought we were friends, but friends don't break into each other's chambers in the middle of the night with weapons, do they?
We used other means of travel to pay you this visit. I assure you, rogue trader, that all your locks are in order.
Will my servant live?
Probably. Unless he suffered from hidden ailments, he will soon come to without any major damage to his health. Either way, oblivion is a far safer option for him than the dangerous privilege of being a witness to this conversation.
The woman at Calcazar's back gives you a bloodthirsty smirk. You think you could just barge into my chambers? Are you quite mad, Inquisitor?
Is that what you think? I am fully aware of what I am doing. I am outlining our relationship. Need I remind you that the unsleeping eye of the Imperium is watching you even in your bedchamber? And not just the eye, but the Imperium's sensitive hands as well. In this case, my assistants and I.
Yeah, that's one of the things they changed in the patch, Khonshu. He uses his biomancy powers now. Yeah, just the flesh wound.
Master Van Kellox has spent enough time with you. He will vouch for your words. What stands out from your recent accomplishments is the suppression of a rebellion on Janus, the battle against the archenemy's minions on Kiava Gamma, and, of course, the unusual interest the Drakari have shown in you. Then that is what we will discuss.
After saying these words, he shoots you a searching look from under his brows, like a regicide player who just made the first move and is now watching for his opponent's reaction. This feels an awful lot like an interrogation.
Does it? We're in your chambers, not a confessional cell. You're in perfectly good health, and none of the varied and fascinating instruments and procedures that expedite candor are being applied to you. I assure you, you would immediately know if our discussion turned into an interrogation.
What do you wish to know about the events on Janus?
What drove you to give a planet into the charge of a heretic and a servant of the archenemy?
Ha ha. Ha ha ha. Ha ha ha. Influence my thinking. I used her to deal with a more serious threat, the Xenos. Now I need Vistenza no longer, and I will naturally neutralize her.
That is a very dangerous game. I shall take the lesser evil under my protection and use it to exterminate the greater. And I will certainly not blink and miss the moment when the lesser evil becomes greater still. Were these your thoughts? Trust me, amateurs ought to stay away from such games.
I'm a rogue trader, my friend, and not an amateur. How did you kind of be so remarkably well informed?
Are you surprised? You thought the Inquisition was unaware of the circumstances of your deeds. How often do you find yourself thinking that there are things we shouldn't know about your life?
Often.
It is my job to know everything, and I do it very well. Keep that in mind.
If you knew about what was happening on Janus, why didn't you intervene yourself?
I cannot satisfy your curiosity without disclosing information of the utmost secrecy. I will say only this. We had the situation under control. There is a tangled knot of perilous events in progress in the Coronis expanse. Plucking even one thread must be performed with great precision and caution, without any room for error.
Yeah, we'll see how I feel when I finish this run, Khonshu, but one of the things that I think is going to irritate me about our discussions is, like you said, he has access to great military powers, but they're not here in the Coronis Expanse. he would have to reach out and have them travel all the way over here. And so it's kind of odd from a standpoint of being a heretic that we would tolerate some things from him. It seems like you would basically say, look, my people are here right now, yours are not. I'll run you over if I have to.
Because you do not want to know the price of such an error, or what forms it might take.
What questions could you have for me about Kiavagama?
Places touched by chaos must be purged with fire and condemned to oblivion. Kiavagama should have been bombed to dust and pronounced a forbidden world. However, you decided otherwise and restored the colony's operation. And you didn't even go to the trouble of hiding the traces of the neglect committed by your dynasty. After all, it was House von Valancius that gave Cubus Delphim so much freedom that he sank into seditious heresy. What was your rationale?
I wish to observe how the seeds of corruption will behave. It is prudent to study one's enemies.
I eagerly await the moment when you show me your rosette of the Holy Inquisition. Surely you have it on you. You don't? How strange. I thought that such experiments were within the purview of my esteemed colleagues from the Order Hereticus. I hope you realize that we're talking about more than the fate of some colony. I care not for a single planet, however profitable and populous. But should corruption raise its head again on Kiavagama and try to spread, I will burn it away. And you will be guilty of criminal negligence.
I mean, counterpoint, sure, it's Space Wolves, but again, they would have to travel all the way to Grunt's Expanse. The vast majority of them are not here right now. The Jakari has shown an interest in me. Are you referring to my ruined capital?
Yes, yes. The enmity between you is a known fact. But there is another way to look at it. On Veabos 6, you met the Archon of a mighty cabal, whose presence there seems strange to begin with, and lived. You subsequently encountered a number of her closest henchmen. Yet, again, you survived. Your capital fell victim to a nefarious attack, but even this time, their daggers missed your heart. Such remarkable luck. To be a personal enemy of such an influential Xenos. To have been attacked so many times and yet make it out alive. So remarkable that one has to wonder, am I watching a spectacle? Could all these thrilling massacres be an alibi of sorts? Meant to establish you once and for all as an enemy
even
of the
one
Xenos
chapter can be
and
absolutely
never their
devastating. That
ally
is a
or
good point.
even their agent.
Lord Imperium. Xenos made more attempts on St. Drusus's life than mine. Does that make him a traitor too?
So you already think you're cut from the same cloth as St. Drusus, do you? Ambitious? I'll make note of it.
Have I answered all your questions?
Far from it, my dear. The questions are manifold. How did you manage to survive the battle that claimed the life of Theodora, who was so much more experienced and skilled than you? Is it a coincidence that you and you alone then made it out of the trap on Rykad Minoris? How much truth is there in the rumors being spread by the heretic Kunrad Voitvia about you?
And all of a sudden, voice acting stopped. Okay. That definitely felt like more voice acting that he had in this conversation than before. Are you aware of a suspicious cult that has emerged on Footfall? A direct link has been established between this development and the start of shipments of grain from your planet. Our investigation has found that the due processing cycle of prayers and liturgies for these shipments was incomplete. Doubtless this is the work of specific individuals who are negligent in their performance of the sacred rituals or even engaging in deliberate sabotage. And yet the blame for this oversight lies with your dynasty. Wouldn't you agree?
The very existence of these questions would have made many of my colleagues doubt the quality of your character. But it won't in this case. The Inquisition, which I represent, is willing to show extraordinary faith in your person. For the sake of our invaluable partnership, I'm going to ignore any minor liberties that you, esteemed rogue trader, may have afforded yourself or may again in the future. I hope you appreciate the generosity of this offer, as your predecessor once did.
Theodore cooperate with you?
And benefited greatly from it. The world's power is not without limit, and neither is the protection it provides. All those mysterious expeditions, dubious experiments, collections of xenotech oddities are dangerous pastimes. It takes more than the Emperor's permission to pursue them without consequences. One must also make sure I am not displeased by it.
It's funny because dialogue goes the same way for Iconoclast, Dogmatic. You know what? It does feel similar. But at this time, he's actually right.
Let me demonstrate how it works. In your retinue, there is a Psyker who is yet to receive Terra's sanction, which, as we both know, is a grave threat and a blasphemy to the laws of the Imperium. I am aware of this secret, but I'm not displeased in the slightest. And so she lives on. Your handy Psyker, Idira Tlass.
Blackmail? To what end? I am a rogue trader, and this is a flagrant violation of my privileges.
And before what tribunal do you intend to challenge my authority? If, for the security of these territories, I find it necessary to execute any individual and replace them with a puppet counterpart, turn their realm to ash, and put their servants to death, I have the right to do so. The threats I protect the Expanse against are extraordinary and justify the harshest means. Welcome to my world, where going too far simply doesn't
Just wants
exist.
to blackmail you with Theodore before that. Yep. I agree. Tribunal biggie. Let's see. Is Heinrix staying in my retinue, or are you putting them back? Is Heinrix staying, or are you taking him back?
Which would you prefer? And you, Heinrix, do you wish to continue working at the honorable rogue trader's side?
Oh, whoops.
I will comply with any order, Lord Inquisitor. If you command me to remain in the company of the scion of the von Valancius dynasty, I won't be distressed.
What is your opinion of Heinrix? Is he a useful assistant to have?
Without a doubt. Master Van Kellox has earned my complete trust by repeatedly demonstrating courage, loyalty, and cunning. His mathematical mind, not given to sentiment, can be of great use in an emergency. You, my dear Heinrix, have made a far better agent than you would have a pilot of an Imperial Knight.
I want Heinrix to continue to accompany me.
Then Master Van Kellox will remain in place. It puts me at ease to know that there is someone to watch over you.
Kalkazar's last remark sounds ambiguous.
I consider it an honor to accompany you.
I know that Theodore was concerned about the fate of the dynasty and certain restricting obligations. Was it perhaps due to your partnership with her? I cannot deny that Lady Theodora may have lamented losing some of the freedom she enjoyed prior to my arrival in the Expanse. Nor will I deny that our partnership began with me exerting a certain amount of influence. Kalkazar gives you a sharp look. However, you are not Lady Theodora. Let us put the difficulties that encumbered our relationship to rest along with her. I do not recommend troubling yourself with affairs of the past, for they have no bearing on your present position. Theodora chose to forget about this particular matter. Follow her example, and your fate will be the better for it. Why such an interest in my person?
You haven't been in a position of power for long, and so one can forgive you for not noticing the troubling changes. The cult of the Final Dawn is spreading in the Coronis expanse. Not the first or the last heresy
You
that
might
has
be right.
afflicted
Hey,
this sector.
that's a good way to look
One
at it,
that is
Hensler.
surprisingly resilient. Mysterious convoys are sliding by, bound for systems in the heathen stars. Just your humdrum pirate trade, wouldn't you say? Then why are the pirates themselves clueless? The Xenos, who have caused trouble in the sector before, have expanded their activities in the last few decades, and there is a logic and a method to their previously chaotic raids. Even 2 packs of space wolves, blessed space marines summoned in my name, did not cool their interest in the expanse. A mighty explorative fleet, which has studied the expanse for hundreds of years, has suddenly stopped responding to communication and sunk into a dispute over a tech heresy that was considered dead a couple of centuries ago. House Chorda has clamped down on insurgents, yet its acts of brutality breed troublemakers just as quickly as they're executed. And this bloody carousel has consumed the attention of the esteemed Incendiar. Corligos Winterscale has abruptly lost all interest in his domain, and his only apparent concern now is hunting even more dangerous xenobeasts. And the third and final rogue trader has unexpectedly perished, stabbed in the back by her own Master of Whispers. The Expanse is swiftly losing its protectors right when communication with the Imperium is being disrupted by the raging warp. Basically, all the Expanse has left is me and you, if you follow my instructions.
What kind of deal are we talking about?
I make no deals, and Emperor forbid that I give you orders. That would mean infringing on your privileges. I'm merely offering well-meaning recommendations and expecting that, when the Expanse finds itself in danger, you will break away from your own affairs to heed them. I seem to remember that your exalted aristocrats presented you with many gifts. It would be rude of me not to follow
He's unquestionably still spying on me.
Please accept this gift as a sign of my favor. In an hour of need, give it to any faithful servant of the Emperor, and the Inquisition will come to your aid.
What's going on, Snorson? They nerfed her destroying enemies by moving them around. That's been nerfed into the ground. Some of the other great things she can do, though, still very effective.
The color indicates how close the bearer is to the Lord Inquisitor. Scarlet means that you have shed your blood for the good of the Imperium, and therefore, you deserve to have his servants shed their blood for you.
Smile. I see no reason to refuse such a generous offer.
Then we have reached a consensus, and I am pleased to see it. Here is where we part. My shuttle is waiting. It is time for me to return to my watch, for you to sleep, and for your servant to wake up. Until next we meet.
Commander High Slanderer. Heinrix looks at you in dismay. I assume you now understand what I was warning you about. I pray to the throne that you also understand why I was unable to tell you everything. Why are we having this conversation in front of the Inquisitor? It seems like something we should have on the ship later. This man is crazy. Get out the 1,000-foot pole to push this stick away. You did everything within your power to look out for me. That is what matters. Oh. He is supposed to be here. Interesting. The rumor of a smile plays at the corners of his mouth. You've had a difficult day today, Commander High Slanderer. I will leave you to sleep. Your protectorate and your vassals will be waiting for you tomorrow. Good night, Commander High Slanderer. You do not have to leave, Heinrix. Stay. Heinrix gives the smallest shake of his head. Good night, Commander High Slanderer, he says, emphasizing every word before inclining his head and moving toward the door. Oh well. This is the kind of crazy intrigue and espionage you don't normally get in games. Yep, I agree. It's usually not written well enough for to have this effect.
The rise of the rogue trader Air restored a tenuous equilibrium to the Fon Valancius Protectorate. For a time, threats subsided, activity returned to trade routes, and reclaimed worlds began to heal. The new Lord Captain's subjects praised the God Emperor and their leader wholeheartedly. For none knew what fate might await them.
It's so interesting to me that Pasqal is the one who narrates all the different acts. You have spent the first few hours of your morning listening to the High Factotum's lengthy report on the latest trade exchanges, arrangements, disputes, and countless bureaucratic procedures. Yep, we are now officially in Act 3. From outside the illuminated, tightly closed windows, you can hear the muffled sounds of Dargonis and its everyday life, the light that has been passing you by lately as you have been preoccupied with the affairs of your protectorate from dawn till dusk. Clementia barely contains a yawn. Once Janice Darek has finished, she pulls out her data slate. Thank you for your report, High Factotum. Your work is highly appreciated, both by everyone here and the Adeptus Administratum. Your Ladyship, we are almost done here. We just need to go over the final items on today's agenda. I would like to report to you personally. Truly, the God Emperor has blessed me with diligent subjects. Speak. Lord Captain, news of particular import has come from the House's intelligence network. Lord Inquisitor Calcazar is rumored to be planning a visit to Footfall. A number of Imperial ships were commandeered by Lord Calcazar, and they are being scrambled to Footfall. Furthermore, we have received reports claiming that secret messages were delivered to the capital worlds of House Trotter and Winterscale. It is possible that the Lord Inquisitor's call to arms may smother the conflict that is brewing between the two dynasties. We are seeing an increasing number of skirmishes between their ships in neutral systems. I do not doubt that her ladyship Trotter will attempt to sway the Lord Inquisitor to her side. Well, that was disappointingly the same as the Iconoclast. Thank you for the stream, though. No problem, Kunshu. Yeah, some of the dialogues, unfortunately, are very similar regardless of what your disposition is. It's time for the Drakari show. All the little chicks with chains and wind say, come on, come on. Not tonight, Isler, but next time, yeah, we'll definitely get into the thick of things. All right, I'm skipping through this. I am tired as hell and falling asleep. Saying basic allegations, yes, some stuff. Your pet, I believe, is seeking a meeting. Yrilet wants to move with that. Please allow us to take our leave. Yes, take your leave. I need to save so I can go to sleep. Awesome. Update from spies. All right, you all. Chicks of my choice. Nice. Okay. I am absolutely exhausted, so it is time for me to go ahead and go to sleep. But glad all of you were able to make it. Hope you all enjoyed the stream. If possible, I definitely plan to be on tomorrow evening. But otherwise, I will see you all in the next stream. Take care. Take care, Marcus. Have a good night. Take care, Snorson. Bye, 3. Always good to see you all. Take care, LT. Appreciate you, man.